Microphone check. Native Sonz, episode 32.
Mic
Full
check.
effect.
1 2
D.E.O.
1 2
doing
1
everything.
2.
Officials in the building.
DJ Sean G.
What's up, Dregs? One.
Come on, man. Three
In
the
the
hard
house.
way. Three the hard way. We
Come
back.
on.
We about to three-man weave this shit.
Come on, not at the round table, at the square, not at the square table, at the rectangle.
At the rectangle. Come
At
on,
the
man.
Esquire table.
Yeah,
Oh,
at the
yeah.
Esquire
Drag
table,
Squire.
you know.
Drag Squire.
We're trying to step up the environment, step up the surroundings. For those of y'all
The aesthetics.
listening, you know, we got a beautiful fruit arrangement on
Hell
the
yeah.
table.
Hell yeah.
It's,
You know?
it's Satsuma Mandarin season, so I had to bring some Satsuma Mandarins.
Definitely. We got some return guests. The homie King said MVP Productions back at it with the camera shooting it.
What
and we
up?
got Legend Live Forever family up in here. Skino.
What
Yes.
up?
Was popping.
Got the good people in
Happy
the building.
Thanksgiving to y'all. How was it? Give it to me.
We don't even say Happy Thanksgiving in my household.
What do you say, Drags?
Oh,
Good morning.
Oh, no, yeah,
Good morning. When's the food done?
It's just another day, bro. It's just another
What
day.
you do?
You know what? Actually, on some real shit, my pops got his hand on a turkey. Some one of his friends, he works in his union. He got a free turkey every year from the union. So he brought the turkey to my pops, and my pops just cut it up, and we went around giving out some meals
Oh shit.
to the tents.
Oh yeah, I read you tweeted that.
Yeah, threw
that
it
was
up
dope.
on the Twitter.
That
It
was
was just
dope.
hella random. Didn't expect it, so that was cool.
That was
and then
dope.
we just kicked it. I watched the Irishman again with him, and
That was definitely a part of my Thanksgiving was the Irishman viewing number 2.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
That was number 2.
Yeah. So it was cool. You know, we could probably all gonna get into it, right? But the idea of Thanksgiving as a holiday is fucked up. But the opportunity to spend time with people that you care about is always cool.
And I think that's the bottom line. At this
Yeah.
point, that's it.
You saw Ice-T tweet, right?
I missed that. What he said?
He tweeted, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, you know, I don't fuck with Thanksgiving, obviously for different reasons, but I'm all about getting together. He's also, let's just call it Family Day from now on.
Oh, I did see that.
I missed
Like,
that.
it was
But a
really
homie
tight.
of mine did tweet something like that. He was like, he's tired of black folks shitting on Thanksgiving when at this point it's basically a time to meet with family and fellowship with family that you hardly ever see. It's a day off. It's, you know what I'm saying?
What about the family reunion?
Everybody don't do family reunions. My last family reunion was 3-4 years ago, and it was like in LA.
I ain't done one since I was like 13 or something.
What you do on Thanksgiving, bud?
Me,
Sean?
so every year, my family, they have a house up in Sea Ranch, which is like on the coast of Sonoma and Mendocino County near Gualala. And my parents put all their money into it and got this house for our family and for future generations.
Hell yeah.
And so we spend every Thanksgiving there for
Damn.
like almost 20 years now.
That's a good investment.
That's
I've been
Yeah.
to Sea Ranch, just the shit.
It's crazy, bro.
It's beautiful.
My parents work hard. They just retired and they put everything into that. Like me and my sister, we have a key to that house. Like it's ours too. So
What do
it's
y'all
for
do
everyone.
with the house on the off days? I mean, on the off season.
So we used to they had a thing set up where they could rent it, but they stopped doing that because people wouldn't like fuck shit up, but they just would be kind of messy.
Not respect
It was like
that.
Airbnb before Airbnb.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
my parents was just like, it's not even worth it. Like, and then my parents are up there a lot now. They go up there like twice a month probably.
Nice.
For like 3, 4, 5 days, like long weekends. So they stopped doing it a few years ago. So yeah, but yeah, I can go like when I went up there with my girlfriend at the time, like 4 months ago, we did mushrooms and we fucking really tripped, bro. It was like really mind expanding situation, and
I ain't never did.
it was tight. It's just a
Did you tell your parents that?
Oh yeah,
You're like, we shroomed out in the house.
my parents are all about that.
I was about to say
They're
your
like,
pop
good
seemed
job.
hella like easy going. Hella
You know,
cool.
like the thing about mushrooms, and we could talk about that some other time, but mushrooms, it's medicine, man. And it's really, there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of things you can heal within yourself when you go through those journeys. There's a lot of ego death. It's kind of like what Mike Tyson talks about how you did DMT.
Man, that guy talks about that shit a lot.
Hey, man, that shit can really change
Every
your life,
fucking
man.
episode of his podcast, he's
Who?
like, you do the frog?
Mike Tyson.
You did
Oh,
the
Tyson.
frog before you know
That's
about the frog?
some really crazy shit. I did DMT once when I was really young, like 1920 in Santa Barbara. And I was sitting on a beach in Santa Barbara at nighttime. It was like 80 degrees out, and it just felt like light speed for like 5 minutes. Like when you watch Star
That's
Wars.
scary.
Nah, but it was crazy. But I don't think I was old enough to really like. I just think I just was tripping, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." But I think as a 38-year-old man, to do that kind of stuff, it heals a lot of shit inside of you.
Hell yeah.
So,
I'm scared. I'm a scary drug user.
Yeah,
Scary drug abuser.
A user. I just never fucked with outside of drinking. And I had like a 2-3 year stint on Bo. I spoke about it before, but yeah, outside of that, I don't smoke.
Just the Xanny bars.
Shit, I wouldn't even.
The Norcos.
Perky's, boy.
But shit, my Thanksgiving though, man, it's always mainly every year since we've been vegan. So I spent it at my brother's house, and then we went to my girl's dad's house, which was my brother living in South City, and her pops live in Pittsburgh, and we coming from the East Bay, so that was a weird route, long ass day type of thing. But we had to cook. We basically had to cook our own shit and take it to these houses and eat what we cooked there, and can't even eat the shit they cook. So that's yeah, it's always weird, but we expect it every year now, so it don't even really.
What do you eat, man?
She cooked everything basically. She did a
Like,
lasagna that was popping.
Vegan Thanksgiving.
She did a lasagna that was hella good. She did a macaroni salad that was hella good. Mashed potatoes and gravy. She cooked 4 pies, but it was 2 different kinds. It was banana cream pie and a pecan pie that was hella cracking.
That sounds smacking.
Yeah, it was hella good.
So she knows how to do all that shit.
I mean, since we've been vegan, she looked into the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
did you help?
Probably not.
Okay.
If you ask her. But yeah, it was cool, you know.
I'm still ready for that D.E.O. dad sitcom.
Hey,
it'll be
official family business.
I've been thinking about turning the camera on and but she wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, you need a little reality show.
Yeah,
she likes the private life, right?
Yeah.
I like the private life.
But the baby though, Sarai, she's a fucking star, bro. Just by accident, she just be crazy, bro. And the 2 older ones, they camera ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, my oldest, she about to be 14 in a few weeks, but
damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is her last year at her middle school, and
Where's she going to middle school?
A Frisco middle school.
Okay.
Private life. Come on now, Sean. Come on. You just said.
But I will say, man, like I finally got her interested in wanting to go to Soda, so I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah.
Keep it in the family, man.
Soda wants her to go there.
That's tight.
Her middle school wants her to go there. She got support from a few ex-classmates that's already going there, so she just kept not wanting to fuck with it, bruh. She was denying the whole thing. And I didn't want to be hella pushy about it, so I'm like not hella, on her helmet about it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, it ain't no other school you can go to that's going to support any type of talent you have. So, listen to me. If I would have went to any other high school.
What does she want to do though? Like, what's her art gonna be?
She sings.
Oh, she sings.
Yeah, she's in the choir in her middle school. She had a fall show with her school, and it was like a collective, what do you call it, a chorus, and they did like a run of songs from like the Motown era and shit, and they did it at Yerba Buena in front of that church across the street from, you know what I'm talking about, on Mission.
That church is a trip.
Yeah, but in that little space, in that big space with the waterfall and shit, she did it there. They did it there, and it was cool. Like, it was tight. And then she did a solo and everything, and it blew me away, blood. I was like, yeah, she ready.
That's what's up,
because I never pushed music on her. I didn't want her to feel pressured, or I never brought her in here and like, yo, you need to start learning this shit. I let her be. Like, I let her be a kid. You feel me? But this high school shit, I'm taking serious. I'm all in her face these next 4 years. I don't give a fuck.
So now she's like kind of down.
She hit me. She was like, she about to write the essay.
Nice.
So the deadline to apply is next week.
Do they still do the audition?
Auditions is in February.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the application and then just walk her through that shit. And if she allowed me to help her with her solo, she don't like me helping with nothing, man. It's crazy. Like, the one person that she would want to help you with this shit, you don't want to help. So
yeah, that's that dad life. Right
yeah. I give her a little.
Especially you got a teenage girl too.
Dog, it's not even.
Yeah, I remember I used to not want anyone to help me when I was that age.
Yeah, bro. And it's like you don't understand how easy it could be, how easy your life could be if you just.
I know, right? But you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Well, not
for
to
sure.
get too far off the subject.
No. We Thanksgiving it right now.
I wanted to just touch on real quick for anybody that doesn't know why we don't like the idea of Thanksgiving. I feel like we should
Speak on
enlighten
it.
some people.
I feel like it should be self-explanatory, but some people don't understand. Give it to them.
Well, I mean, what is there to celebrate, right? Pilgrims. It's just something that, like, we've been told our whole lives
Yeah.
to sell turkeys. Like, for real. Isn't that not the reason why the holiday really exists?
Yeah.
Because the turkey farmers lobbied together in 1904
Mm.
on the steps of Congress and got the law passed.
I don't think I knew that.
No, I'm just bullshit.
Oh, I was about to say.
I think they did, though. I think they did, like,
Nah, but that
lobby.
makes sense though.
I think they did, like,
yeah, because a lot of holidays
They're like,
exist
we need
because of
people
that.
to buy turkeys.
Yeah, a lot of holidays exist because of shit like
But
that.
I also wouldn't be surprised if, and we'll talk about the Irishman at some point, if Jimmy Hoffa and the Union and the Teamsters wanted these holidays. There were concessions by big business to keep the American working class happy with the holidays, national holidays. Now we know that Thanksgiving is some motherfucking bullshit.
Right.
It's
The
a
story
celebration of
behind it is-
genocide. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, man.
And for me, and I think for us collectively, I can speak for us that we recognize more of the National Day of Mourning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of indigenous people. And,
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to Alcatraz on Thanksgiving?
I've never been.
Nah.
And I totally want to
What?
go. I thought about
Nah.
that like a lot today.
How come you never been?
I was just aware of it maybe about 5 years ago.
That was a
Be
long
real.
time ago.
Shit, I can't convince a whole family of people to go do that.
Man, it's one of the most amazing experiences ever. If you go to Alcatraz on Thanksgiving, you take a ferry there like 4 a.m. It's cold, but you get on the island. There's all these different kinds of people. You smell the sage burning everywhere.
Yeah.
The drums are playing, the speakers, the singers, the dancers, and you just watch the sun come up over the city from this island. It's one of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see, one of the most beautiful sunrises you'll ever see.
That's tight.
And then you really leave. And that's cool too, because that's on Thanksgiving, is you celebrating it. It's an invitation by the people of that land to celebrate that day with them. That's open to the whole world, basically. Kaepernick was just
He was there last year, right?
He was there this year.
Really?
Yeah.
And last year, too, I believe.
He's
I remember him being there last
He's been there it might have been last year or the year before. I'm not sure.
It was for show last
He was
year. I
there
remember.
before, but he was there this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with me and given the amount of time I work, it's really like a 6-day a week, 10-hour a day type of situation for me. I that week of Thanksgiving, I took 5 days off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot for you.
Yeah, I took Wednesday to Sunday. Yeah, Wednesday to Sunday. And I kind of just used that shit to not think about this music industry shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And with the Christmas holiday, I probably would take like a week off because obviously for Christmas, but 3 days after Christmas is my daughter's birthday. So I kind of just let that all kind of...
Yeah, you mentioned that last time.
Yeah, bruh. So for me personally, I just kind of make that my ultimate excuse to take some days off. Because other than that, man, I used to work 7 days a week. I used to be in this bitch 7 days a week. But when his family started to grow and I started getting older, I'm like, I can't do that shit. To them, I can't do it. I can still do it.
That's the best thing about Thanksgiving, though, is that everything shuts down.
Yeah.
And the other best thing about Thanksgiving,
I already know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
is that there's no fucking
It's a
traffic
fucking ghost
because
town.
all these fucking mooks go home to wherever the fuck they came from.
I think that's the best part, bro.
It's
really
crazy.
is. Yeah,
It's
it really
like
is.
it used to be like that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
You used to be able to hop on 280 and just get
just
somewhere
dip,
in
yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Even on that Sunday, like, it was quiet.
Man.
And I was like, damn, like, this is how it used to be.
Yeah,
I was in the
it used to
East Bay.
be,
I was
bruh.
North Oakland. I was like, damn, this is how North Oakland used to be like 6-7 years ago.
That's, man.
It's just many.
Like I was like, this is so.
And we wait for the winter holidays to feel like that though.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things. No parking everywhere.
Yeah. And Burning Man too.
A lot of parties.
That's crazy, right?
That's a
That
lot,
really
but it's
says
not as
something.
bad. It's not as much though.
That really
It's not
says
as much,
something,
but
though.
you
it's
feel
noticeable.
it's
significant.
definitely noticeable, man.
Yeah. No, it's for sure noticeable.
Hell yeah.
Get across the Bay Bridge in 7 minutes.
Dog.
Well, I might jump the gun a little bit, but we were just talking about Kaepernick at Thanksgiving. Y'all want to get into other
I think
current events?
That's a good segue,
like
man.
we always do. That was a good one?
Yeah, that's
cool?
a good segue.
Okay, right on.
I give it to you, man.
Right on.
Cap. They tried to pull a okey doke on my brother, man. We could, you don't really know too much about what
I
happened.
know
right?
enough.
Yeah, so he got called to doing the
Tryout
a workout.
at the last minute.
Yeah, it was a workout. They told him 3 days before, 5 days before.
They told him on a Tuesday. It was gonna happen on a Saturday.
Right.
That's
And,
crazy.
When it's really hard for any team to attend when they're all preparing for games on a Sunday.
It is hard, but every team confirmed though to go to the official one. But 24 hours before, or the day before, he caught an audible, and it ended up being held instead of at the Atlanta Falcons stadium. It ended up at a local high school in Atlanta, and it went from all 32 teams confirming to attend, and went down to 8. And people was calling him stupid. Stephen A. Smith said all his coonery, and you know what I'm saying. And the reasoning, it wasn't clear the day of. Even I was looking at him, so like, why would he do that? But when you start to know his reasoning behind it, you feel him a lot more. It was clauses and waivers, and it was the waiver that he had to sign. It was basically saying that he couldn't. What was it? He couldn't sue.
He couldn't sue for anything in the future.
In the future,
In terms of like, I don't know how to word it, but it would be anything that pertains to collusion or any kind
collusion, discrimination, or anything like
any
that.
kind
So
of like work related issues.
yeah, and he wanted his own camera people there, and they didn't feel that.
And they wouldn't allow him to have his own receivers,
Yeah.
which are all standard things for any other workout,
That's a
which
fact.
all take place on a Tuesday too.
Yeah,
And they just had really kind of ridiculous terms, and he wouldn't agree to them. And there was a bunch of lawyers that were asked about it, and they said it would be malpractice for me to allow my client to sign that waiver.
yeah,
Like that's
I
how
heard,
shady
yeah.
that waiver was. It wasn't like, oh, if you get hurt and it's like you're on your own. Or
yeah.
It wasn't that kind of waiver at all. And people like Stephen A. Smith and a few other people, Stephen A. Smith really took it out. Like he showed that.
Nah, he disappointed me.
He like Stephen A. Smith is to NFL what Donald Trump is to Russia. He's like a straight up acid at this point.
Damn.
Like he defended to a point that he's completely compromised, man.
That's
He
crazy.
completely showed his ass, man, and he doubled down on that shit, and he got roasted. He got roasted by Max Kellerman
Yeah,
on his own shit. And say what you want about Max Kellerman, he's got some silly takes sometimes. It's kind of like how those pre-scripted shows are. You got to take the other side
Yeah.
on the debate. But when it comes to anything political or racial, he's more
nah,
on
he on.
point
Yeah, he
as
on.
anyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Max Kellerman, that's why I've always really appreciated him. People shit on him for his takes on basketball and this and that. That can definitely be weird. I think he argues, just he does devil's advocate type arguments because the stuff is pre-scripted. You can't agree with Stephen A. Smith on everything.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. Smith is his show, so he's going to take the better of the argument.
Right.
But when it comes to like, just anything political or race related, Stephen A. Smith is fucking on point. And
No, Max Kellerman is on point.
I mean, Max Kellerman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he made Stephen A. Smith.
Man, I was just looking at an interview that Stephen A. Smith did on the Breakfast Club, and I was like hella feeling him. He was making some good points about how people was feeling about him and his stance on shit. I'm like, yeah, I respect what he was saying. And then this shit happened.
Oh my God.
I was like, God, like, how you say all that on the Breakfast Club and then you go around and go so hard and double down and all this shit against Cap?
Well, and that's why it just shows that he's paid. He's bought
Yeah.
by the NFL. Like he's
And you know he just got this new contract.
Exactly. And ESPN is all about like we don't want to talk about politics no more.
So, yeah.
NFL is one of their biggest money makers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least that there was backroom deals as well. Yeah, and he just basically is a traitor to his own race, but just marginalized people in general.
Facts. What you about to say, Drex?
I mean, my thing is like I don't even understand in this type of climate why I might have said this before on this podcast. Like, why do Cap even want to go back to the NFL?
Yeah,
just to prove a point that he's in shape to play, and they're not gonna let him play. Like,
I rationalize it like he just really loved football, but I don't know. Like, there's nothing else he can do.
I think
with the sport outside of the NFL.
I think it's everything together. I think it's like he loves football. I think he's one of the best football players in the world. I think he's like, this is what I do. I think he's also like, part of him probably doesn't want to go back, but part of him needs to prove a point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he needs to stay ready for like to show, to prove his point. Yeah. This is just another reason of why it's showing that that he belongs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's up for the challenge.
This whole thing was just nasty though, man. Like I think it goes back to your point. Like he did the tryout. Mm-hmm. He did all this shit knowing that they was gonna pull some fuck shit. Like already knowing it, was preparing for it.
Yeah.
But not knowing that the waiver was all that. But he was gonna do the tryout just to show, like, look, I'm fit, I'm ready to play, I'm more than ready to play, I'm better than probably 10 quarterbacks in the league right now.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all still not fucking with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope that, if anything, like, say what you want about Kaepernick, but he really politicized sports again, and he brought a lot of focus on this stuff that before this, we all just took it for granted as just entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it's been problematic, there's a lot of problematic people that play in all professional sport and own the teams, and all this shit's been going on for forever, right? But like by stirring things up, I think Kaepernick really shook things up, and then he got a lot of clown shoes like Stephen A. Smith to show their asses, you know?
Man.
I think I said this before too. One of the last times we talked about Kaepernick is like anybody that's talking shit about Kaepernick or disagrees with what he's doing, especially if you're black, you really need to look at yourself and ask, like, what are you doing to support the cause that he's talking about?
Right.
Even if you don't support him.
And I think that's the best
cool,
point.
But then it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do and what are you going to put on the line to, like, make some of these things happen?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good point, though.
I don't know. I don't see the Stephen A. Smith Know Your Rights camp coming anytime soon. Something tells me it's not going to happen.
Yeah, this whole like, you should be so happy to have a seat at the table is like, I ain't fucking with none of that shit. That shit is
that
a joke.
narrative is like some slave mentality
exactly,
shit.
And there's hella people that argue that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what are we even talking about right now? Like,
that's some slave shit.
Like, we're going back to like 1968.
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Be
doing
happy
right
you
now?
even here type shit. Like, where?
That's fucking
So what's
insane.
what's
And the other thing too is like people don't talk about is like, or people did talk about, but some people were like, oh, well, see Jay-Z, he tried to lobby to get the tryout.
But nobody
like,
knows that for sure.
But the whole thing too is like Jay, no matter what his intentions are, if he's now has a partnership or is an employee of the NFL, he's compromised as well. Whether or not he is of integrity or not, we can't trust him because
I don't think that dude's been.
No, let me say this.
Been compromised for a while.
I maybe so. But what I'm saying is that if you're in bed with the NFL, you're compromised.
He's a billionaire now, right?
I know, but what I'm saying is that regardless, you can't be trusted because you're
right.
You can't be trusted because you're in bed with the devil. All right.
Yeah.
First of all, second of all, people are like, "Oh, he lobbied to help get Cap this tryout." It's like, yeah, maybe they were like, "There's no way he's gonna get a job, but we'll give him a tryout to make you look good." To look like you at least tried. I mean, like, you don't, and I'm not saying even that necessarily happened. Maybe they were like, oh yeah, like we'll do it. And then in good faith. And Jay was like, thanks.
Yeah.
But we can't tell because first of all, Jay's never, he doesn't talk about it.
He doesn't speak about it.
He doesn't speak about shit. And he's in bed with the devil.
And the one time he did speak about the shit, he sounded dumb.
You can't ever, no, he sounded terrible. It's next to the fucking Roger Goodell.
Oh, what did he say the whole thing about...
Do you know what they're kneeling for?
Yeah,
Do you know what they're kneeling for?
The kneeling.
I think it's time that we got past kneeling.
Yeah.
Like, bro, are you serious?
I don't know. I always felt that Jay-Z's pretty... I don't know. There's a great quote, behind every great fortune is a great crime. I think it's just a fact of life. I am not just trying to be hating on people who have their money. I think to get to certain places and rub elbows with certain people, and get certain amounts of money and just be walking around out here doing what you want to do, then you gotta pay a pretty high price. Then you gotta get in bed with a few devils.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I tend to agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So my whole thing with the Jace thing is that he's completely compromised as well. So even if he tried to lobby to get Kaepernick a tryout in good faith,
Still not enough.
we
right?
don't know
So,
because first of all, you haven't said anything. Second of all, we don't know if you knew that there was no chance and you still wanted it for show to make you look better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To make it
it's
look
just
like
weird,
you
bro.
tried.
And the one
It's
time,
like, I don't know either way.
the one time a spokesperson
Jay-Z
said something about Jay-Z saying that him and Cap spoke about some shit, Nessa came out and said that's not true. They didn't speak. They didn't have a
yeah,
So that made him look bad
she
too.
Played him out.
No, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like you're in bed with the devil. So the devil's all lies and evil.
Yeah.
And then you looking funny. But I haven't heard a word from Beyonce this whole time.
She ain't gonna talk about
You
nothing.
know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I haven't heard a word from that whole camp. They're quiet, bro.
Yeah.
That's weird. So, some more bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well, I wonder. I mean, what's next though? So, is Cap gonna still keep trying to play, or
Yeah.
No, I
are
don't
we
think he's
done
gonna.
here?
I think he's done.
It's over.
No, I
Yeah.
think he'll stay ready. But I don't think he'll ever play in the NFL.
Nah, he's
again.
not. And,
Yeah.
and somebody
this
said,
show that it's not gonna happen, and it's crazy how many people are like, "See, Jay helped him, and I hope he gets a job." And
nah, but see,
I'm
that's
like, dude, he's not gonna get a job. Like,
yeah,
it's
but
not
that's
gonna
speculation.
happen.
No one knows that Jay-Z had anything to do with this fucking trial.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't prove that.
Well, Michael Eric Dyson went on ESPN talking about, see, that's the power of Jay-Z. But then Michael Eric Dyson has some fucking weak ass book breaking out Jay-Z rhymes right now that he's trying to sell. So it's like, who
Yeah.
even knows? Michael Eric,
I fuck with Michael Eric Dyson too.
I do, but he
kinda got a
talks too much.
mouthpiece on him.
He
Nah,
talks
I
too
fuck
much.
with
man.
him.
Like the vernacular vindacity of these moments in sports and hip hop, and Jay-Z is accomplishing beautiful things.
He hard. I fuck with him, but you right though. Like,
But he's also like one of the people that like he just. It sounds like he talks to
they
hear
just bring
himself
him on
talk.
the news to
well, he's
give out little sound
a
clips.
professor, and he used to be a preacher. So
I don't know. Just
you got that.
I've just watched some panels with him. I'm like, bro, you're talking too much. Like, I agree with what you're saying.
He's kind of
It's
dope.
just too much.
I don't know.
Yeah. No,
But he's kind of dope, but I'm
I
like, yo,
agree.
you wrote a book about Jay-Z raps and you're trying to sell that, and then
Yeah.
it's kind
The
of
brilliance of Hove's line here.
there was a lot of that.
The brilliance of this Jay-Z poetry from the
he be sucking
Marcy
him, though.
Project.
But he could spit. He could
Oh, he's
recite a
brilliant.
bar.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
The way he recite bar. I don't want to do
Yeah,
a
we don't
Michael
need
Eric
to do all
Dyson
that.
breakdown. But
I'm just saying,
he be doing this shit.
someone sent me a picture of footage of him on ESPN. Like, see, look at Jay-Z's trying. I'm like, what are you
but
talking
see
about?
that? Yeah, I can't even
That's
speak
just
to nobody like
hearsay,
that.
like,
but
what-
somebody said I don't want to give him a shout out on the podcast because he's of no relevance of the city. But he said that, and I agree with him. I don't really care about Cap and the NFL playing for the NFL no more. Like, fuck his relationship with it. I'm gonna ignore it. But when it comes down to him doing social justice shit, that's the shit we gotta pay attention to now, because he gonna go full fledged and he 10 times more harder with that
Yeah.
now, because he knows he's not gonna play
I
anymore.
think he should just go around raising money for causes, man.
Yeah,
Think he'll be good at that.
and he got
Think
money
he
coming.
go
He got the
speak
Nike deal. He got his book deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
he should
that
write
dude-
a
that
book.
kid-
He gonna
should
fuck
go
around and do a
speak.
fucking
He
Lifetime movie or a BET
Yeah.
movie.
That dude could touch down at any university. They pay him like $200,000 just to speak for 2
Yeah,
fucking hour and a
do
half.
stuff like that. He'll be around for a while.
He
Hopefully.
could be a QB trainer for college or something like that.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, he could be a consultant,
I wonder-
quarterback consultant.
I wonder, like,
consultant.
I wonder, because at the time, like, with 2013, he was the fastest person on the Niners,
Yeah,
like, out of anyone.
yeah.
I wonder how fast he is in relation to other players in the league. I mean, I don't think he's that fast anymore. But
I
he's still
wasn't. I'm
fast
gonna
as
keep it a
fuck.
buck, bruh. When he was playing, I wasn't the biggest Cap fan.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like how he took Alex Smith's place. I thought Alex
Yeah, I
Smith
didn't
was
like
a
that
better
either.
quarterback.
I didn't like that either. At first.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like they did Alex Smith dirty because he was trash as fuck. If y'all remember how I was tweeting about the Niners when Alex Smith first started, Alex Smith was trash.
Yeah.
But though 2012, 2013, he got hella raw. And then he got that concussion, and then Cap came in. And I was like, all he do is run. When he throw the ball, he fucking up plays. I wasn't a Cap fan. But
Yeah, I felt the same way like the first year, and then the second year Cap was balling, and then I was like starting to feel better about Cap, and then when Cap won that game on the road in the cold weather in Green
Yeah.
Bay. I was like, this dude is incredible.
Yeah.
And that dude's 4-2 is the best record, I think, of the highest winning percentage of any 49ers quarterback ever. I think he's 4-2 in the playoffs. Like his winning percentage.
We don't know what that would be now, though.
I mean,
You know,
It don't matter. He's still good enough to play.
And I think-
No, absolutely. I'm just like
I don't think even if he
I
did
was a
come
huge
back, I don't
Niner
think
fan
he'd
up
come
until
back and
all
like
that
be
shit.
be all pro and just kill shit. But I think if he came back, he'd be a solid addition.
I think
to
he'll
a
come back
team.
and kill shit.
I mean, I think
I think he'll be killing shit with the Niners. He better than Garoppolo.
Nah, I don't think you said, because the whole thing too is like he took over 2 years off. He is getting older. I mean,
He always had an arm though. He got a better arm.
cannon.
He got a
cannon.
better arm. He just wasn't hella accurate.
But
that
I'm
was
saying,
my
like,
problem.
he
with
was
him.
out of the game for how long? His knock was that he didn't read defense as well.
That's
The
a
game
fact.
is always
That's
changing.
a fact.
So I think for
used
him to
to
just
hate him with that shit.
I think for him to get back into the league, I think he's definitely belonging in the league, but to be like a bona fide starter, it would just be really tough. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I think he's for sure better than like damn near all the backups. So
No,
he definitely
absolutely.
could get a job. And
It's a couple starters he was better than too.
No, he probably is as well. But
yeah.
I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like every year, there's like hella quarterbacks that go down, and then like the team doesn't have any quarterbacks, and they'll just sign like fucking some bullshit ass
Anybody.
dude. And it's like he deserves that job over there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, you're telling me the last couple of years you didn't deserve a job over fucking garbage ass Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Yeah,
or like someone like that. You know what I mean? Or like. And I don't even watch the NFL no more, but I read enough to know that fool is fucking trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
man.
Anyway.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want to keep it political on this next one though, man, because we're here and it did happen. Yesterday? Kamala Harris is not running for president no more.
Oh,
Ouch.
boo-hoo.
How you feel about that, Dregs?
I mean, I don't feel any type of way about it. I think it's kind of amusing in a petty kind of way. For those that don't know, I guess we should just do a recap of why we don't really endorse Kamala Harris or any politician really for that matter on the Native Sons podcast.
Nah, yeah, it's no endorsement.
But especially her, she used to be the Frisco DA. She helped bring in gang injunctions. She did not prosecute killer cops. She did not prosecute crooked developers.
Nope.
And
She enabled him.
you know what I mean? Yeah, she's part of the whole political regime that's been contributing to the change and displacement of people in San Francisco.
She's under the tutelage of Willie Brown.
We've seen her go from that to DA to California Attorney General to a senator now to presidential candidate to former presidential candidate. I think she did the whole thing to really boost her profile
As senator?
and her public image as a person and a politician. I don't think she thought she had a realistic shot at getting that nomination. And I think that's a lot of people in this current presidential race are doing that.
Did you see it coming? No, I didn't see it coming.
Her dropping out?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Man, she's so low in the polls.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't really follow the polls and shit.
I just
see
be
whenever they
checking
talk
in.
about the DNC is Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, and Kamala.
Biden, I think, is in the lead right now.
But here's the
Still, like
I think,
even after all,
no, I think Warren is.
Well, I'm saying Biden's right there.
Man, did y'all see that crazy ass speech I
Oh,
posted? Y'all
Something's
see
wrong with that guy, bro.
Man.
Dementia.
I had the blonde hairs,
Dude,
and the
that's
kids
the weirdest
came out of
thing.
the pool and
Like-
rubbed my leg and hopped
what
on my
are you
lap.
talking about?
And
Bro, that was some
that
of the
shit was
weirdest
crazy.
Shit. See, I follow Mark Lamont Hill on Twitter, and he was like, "This is like one of the craziest speeches I ever."
I saw
seen."
that.
He's
Yeah.
like, if Joe Biden is the kind of speeches he gives nowadays, he shouldn't be giving any more speeches ever again.
Bruh.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah,
That dude is just
anyone
like-
know what we're talking about? Go look on the Joe Biden speech.
How you felt about? I know you probably gonna echo what Drake said, but how you felt
Kamala?
about? Yeah.
Um,
Did you see it coming?
yeah, she's never gonna win. She's an actress to me. She's all script. Everything about her is scripted. You just watch her and Cory Booker. You watch like their shit, like they always look hella coached
Yeah.
when they speak. When you see Kamala Harris on the Senate floor at some judiciary meeting or whatever, it always looks like she knows she's about to be a soundbite.
Yeah, I think that's
Like,
how,
she always
that's-
gonna
that's
be in a
lot
movie
of
one
them
day.
these days. Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
all this like drama
Yeah.
and theater.
Buzzwords.
It really feels like theater. And like I'm so tough, and you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like always this fire brimstone kind of thing, and you know,
Not really making no good points and shit.
She's never gonna. It just always seems just phony, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think she was ever gonna win. We don't fuck with her because you know how many people we know went to jail behind her bullshit ass laws, and how our city was ruined by her, and how she just
a lot of lives was fucked up because of her.
Yeah, and she put poor
For
people
sure.
and people of color, marginalized people in prison. And she, you know, her legislation that she passed was designed to do that.
And she
to pick on the
denies
poor.
it. Like when people ask her about her record, like she really try to excuse that shit.
Yeah.
She tries to pretend, and she's just phony.
Well,
man.
it's
So
a thing.
I and God, you know, all politicians are phony. So it's part of the game. But I just never thought she was gonna win.
Yeah.
She got roasted, bruh. That's the other thing that contributed to her dropping out so early. Is she got roasted. People just wasn't having her
pretty
history.
much off top.
Yeah, and the whole
out the gate, people was just
I
flaming
think her
her
identity
on
crisis
Twitter and
was
everything.
fucking her shit up too. Like she never came out as like a black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she tried to do that crazy shit about talking about how she was listening to Biggie and Tupac when she was in school. When she was in school before those albums ever came out, that shit was crazy.
I think her on some. I'm a woman of color.
That was so phony, bro.
I'm a woman of color. I'm a person, and not just I'm a black woman. And she never embraced the black community the way she did. And every time someone asks her specifically about what she's going to do, that's fine.
She never embraced that community either, really.
Why she didn't?
Didn't she? I don't know.
And my other thing too.
You saw that?
We talked about it before.
Where you see that?
For sure.
Bro?
Yeah. Like she talks about her Indian heritage more than she talks about her being black.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But when people ask her specifically of what she's going to do for the black community, she always does the rising tide lifts all boats conversation.
Pulls
and
it out,
if
pulls
you
that card out.
if you're a black candidate and you're not going to have a specifically black agenda, it's like, why should the black community get behind you?
Well, it's that whole thing too. It's like a friend to all is a friend to none.
It's a fact.
Like if you're not taking care, like you know, like you're not. What they say if you don't have enemies, then you never stood up for anything in your life.
Yeah.
And she tried to act like she cool with everyone.
Yeah.
And like,
and that's just
it's
impossible.
all good, and it's just like, yo, like first, you know, like you should be try to be cool with everyone, but you should defend your people. And
Right.
stuff. But she knows that she has skeletons in the closet. She did legislation to lock her own people up.
Yeah.
To attack her own people, to the poor people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's a fucking fraud.
She a cop,
Did you
dog.
see
She's a cop. No, and it's
Yeah.
crazy because there were some people that were like, you know, like I seen a tweet yesterday was like, and then there was some merit to them. They were like, you know, she was unfairly treated because she's a woman and a woman of color.
Which isn't true.
I think that is true.
No,
I think she
true.
still does
To an
get a lot of
extent
shit from
hella
people
Republicans
because of
or
that.
like people don't fuck with.
Yeah.
But they were like, even though like I don't agree with any of her platform, or I don't agree with at all with her like her with their track record and this and that. Then I saw someone take it a step further. Was like, yeah, she was unfairly treated, but she's also a fucking cop. Like, she's also a fucking fraud, dude. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
I was dying when I seen Trump tweet out, see you next year, sucker.
Yeah,
What did he
some
say?
shit. He said so many shit.
He
He said so many shit. Hold on, let me see. If I
Like,
can find
sorry
this
to
shit.
hear you won't be joining us.
Too bad.
Too bad. Good luck in the future.
Too bad.
But that was crazy. She clapped back.
I'm not mad at that.
I think the clapback was sick.
Clapback was sick. Like, I see you ass in jail, you
But the
piece
thing
of
is-
He
shit.
said, "Too bad." He tweeted, "Too bad. We will miss you, Kamala." And then she retweeted, "Don't worry, Mr. President. I'll see you at your trial."
Man,
But the thing too is,
so
it's like
petty, bro.
this is the whole thing though too. It's like
the pettiest world leader
but the whole
in
thing,
modern times,
but
bro.
the
It's
whole thing
crazy.
too. The whole thing too is like, is it hard to ever clown that dude? Like
Nah.
anyone could do that.
Yeah,
And people will be like, she's a hero. By her tweet. I'm like, dude, anyone
Yeah,
can do
right.
that, dude. Like,
Oh, man.
like that dude's a fucking 9-year-old boy. Like
You got-
that dude's a fucking 9-year-old billionaire kid. Like he's a fucking
you
piece
got
of
any
shit.
predictions yet for next year's elections?
Oh my god.
Just a year away.
It's hard to say. I think he's gonna get reelected though.
You want to take any bets? Anyone out there?
I'm not a betting man, but
I kind of think so too.
Nah,
I've
I
been saying
totally
that
don't
for a
think so.
while.
I think the only way he gets reelected is if there's a mass corruption, voting corruption.
Well, that
It
kind of.
has already happened.
I mean,
yeah.
I just don't see it happening. I think the
know.
pendulum's going to swing back so fucking hard.
Really?
Think he's gonna get
so many
wrapped
people
up?
fucking hate this dude, bro. He'll get wrapped up after he leaves office. If he's still alive. If he's still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so unhealthy. He might just drop dead any
He
moment.
looks so sick, bro.
Bro, that fool be off hella Youter and fucking Big Macs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Probably hella blood transfusions.
dude, why did he go to the hospital like 3 weeks ago on a Sunday, hella randomly? They're like, it was just a routine checkup like on a Sunday, bro. He just went to the hospital, 7-4-year-old
That's the only
obese
time
man.
it can fit in my schedule.
He's like, I just felt like going. Like,
It was
what?
convenient.
Like, wait, what?
I'm in perfect health. I saw some news report too. Is like the president's physicals say he is in top quality shape.
Oh, that
I
shit was
like,
doctored.
that is not real.
No
No pun intended.
That shit was doctored. That shit was phony.
Yep.
You can look at that dude and be like, this is a walking heart attack victim right here.
I think whoever is president next year, I don't think we're gonna get any relief. I was really, you know, there's a lot of people on both sides that are supporting ICE and the deportations and raids and incarcerations. A lot of people still supporting the war on terror. There's a lot of people still just supporting a lot of unjust causes on both sides. I haven't heard any candidate, in my opinion, just make a complete, like, really make a stand for what I believe in. So I don't know what's going to happen.
See, I feel like Bernie and Elizabeth Warren are like by far the most progressive candidates we ever had in our lifetime.
Whichever
But they
one
still support ICE. At least Warren does. I don't know about
Bernie does not support ICE.
If one of them gets nominated,
Bernie
the other
supports
person's
the
gonna be on the ticket for
dismantling
sure.
Yeah.
You think that?
What?
If one of them gets nominated, the other person's gonna be on the ticket as well.
I think it's a strong possibility.
Vice president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a strong.
I think it's just too far.
Ticket.
It's still, you know, it's still a long time away.
But Bernie's like literally on life support.
I mean, he's in better health than Trump. He's just not off the outer.
Maybe you need to get on
Bernie
the
be
outer
playing
and get
like
that heart
fucking.
going.
I know, right? I thought about that. It's like, yo, PEDs, bro. Come on, Bernie, we need you. I don't know. That dude be playing basketball and dancing. You see all that shit?
Man,
he
he
do?
gonna die, bro.
You see that shit? That dude's hella active.
That's probably a clone. I mean, not a clone, but a lookalike.
Right.
But shit, man, we can move on off of Kamala, man.
Politics.
Politics, man. She's still senator, so
So what?
She will be back.
she's still,
we
you know.
still got to deal with her?
Yeah, we still got to deal with her.
That's
She's
fine.
our senator.
That's
so.
fine. That's fine.
Where you want to go, man? We could talk
Let's
about.
talk about the mafia, bro.
Yeah, Irishman. Okay.
mob.
Everybody seen it? You saw it. You say you saw it in New York, which is
Saw
tight
it in
as
New
fuck.
York, man. It was crazy.
And you know what? And when I was watching that, I thought about you when you say you saw it in New York. So you sat in the movies for 4 hours then. Damn.
3.5 hours. It didn't even feel like it.
Previews? No. But previews, that's 4 hours.
No previews.
It's a long
Oh,
time.
shit. Okay.
It was at a 111-year-old movie theater off of
You
Times
did say
Square.
that. That's- yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even a movie theater. It was a Broadway theater. They never had shown a movie there before until
That's
this
tight.
one.
Wow.
It was a whole crowd full of Italians and real New Yorkers and cool people. And man, that was a really.
Hey, pass me the popcorn, will ya?
Yeah, it's people shit like that for real. It was dope.
You saw it, Sean?
I saw like half of it.
Half of it, for sure. It's long as fuck, so I feel you.
Yeah, I turned it off when he.
Oh, yeah.
I turned it off. There was a activating scene, but I started watching it again. But I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I saw that shit on Thanksgiving, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
I woke up.
I was
turned
supposed to
that
watch
shit
it
straight
with
on.
my dad, and like we didn't watch it. I don't know why.
Well,
He probably saw it without you.
I don't know if he's watching it.
Nah,
'cause
go
I feel
on and
like
watch
he
it. I already seen that shit.
I feel like he want to talk about it. It's crazy though because he talked about it a lot leading up to its release.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is I heard it." He's always like kind of I don't know. He kind of holds all Scorsese and Pesci and all them to kind of a high standard.
Yeah.
So usually kind of down on them, but he's like, "This I think could be good." And I heard Joe Pesci's really good. And
Man,
I think he was
he
reading.
dope
He
as
was
fuck.
like, so it seemed like he was like super into it, and we just didn't watch it on Thanksgiving. I thought we were, but we just
Man,
did
for
our
those who
things.
don't know the knowledge on Martin Scorsese, first of all, for those that can't even really appreciate the cinema and film
Speak on it.
and directing, it's hard to explain. Martin Scorsese really changed the game
Speak on it.
since the 70s. The man has made a movie every 2 years. That's incredible dedication
Has he?
to the art form. Every 2 years.
I didn't even, you just put me on.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's been a part of a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's worked with everybody.
Yeah.
He's most notably with DeNiro and Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, a couple
Harvey
other
Keitel.
people. Who was also in The Irishman.
And he was hella good.
So if you know about this shit, this is a
all right. So
tweak
The
for you to
Irishman, man,
watch this movie.
it's starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel, as you just said, Ray Romano. It fucking got Action Bronson in the movie.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Who else is in there?
Joe Fish.
What's that guy's name, man?
The comedian dude.
Nah, yeah, there's a couple stand-up comedians in there.
It's a few people from.
I'm spacing right now, but it's
Boardwalk Empire in there,
and The Sopranos.
It's a few people from there.
Yep.
It's an all-star cast. It's probably the best casted movie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Maybe of the decade.
The budget was incredible. It was a $160 million budget.
That's
the
crazy.
studios like wouldn't touch it. Netflix was like, we'll touch it.
Hell yeah.
That's like for this day and age, that's like an astronomical figure. Like usually there would be budgets that big when there were because they had to have a lot of extras.
Yeah.
And a lot of big sets. Now you don't have to have that because you have CGI and you have, you know what I mean? You can do more like green screen type things. Now they did use the CGI, which I think was pretty expensive to make guys look younger.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't too bad either.
And older too, though.
Older.
Yeah, because Joe Pesci in the movie got old as fuck.
But remember
at the end,
you know, I didn't watch it all, but remember there was a scene where they were pushing checker taxi cabs into the bay.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit must have been so expensive to do that. Like all those classic cars, just throwing them in the water.
Damn.
Like think about like just the price of that. I was like, why is that shit? Because I was like trying to be like, well, this budget's hella high, so like, where is it coming from? I knew the CGI wasn't cheap, but I was like, why just stuff like that? I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're throwing like
I did not think about that,
man.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
But it's a story that I've never really heard, though. I never knew about Frank Sheeran, who's the star character of the movie.
Robin Niro, sure.
I didn't know the movie was going to be so closely about the Teamsters.
Mm-hmm.
My pops was a Teamster.
That's tight.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the first time I heard of Jimmy Hoffa and everything, and he met the son. He met Hoffa Jr.
I mean, Jimmy Hoffa created the American middle class.
It's a fact.
You know, one of my favorite movies always has been Hoffa starring Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I haven't watched that in so long. Yeah, I haven't watched that.
If you want a history lesson just on American history and on just the history of labor, and watch that as well.
Who played Hoffa in that?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Who do you think was a better Jimmy Hoffa, him or Al Pacino?
I like Jack Nicholson more.
For real?
No way.
Man, Al Pacino killed it, bro.
Yeah, that was one of his best performances ever.
I just think he doesn't really look like him.
He doesn't.
No, he didn't.
That was my thing.
I think he kind of took the role
Jack
he
Nicholson
played.
Didn't look that much like him.
Dick
either.
Tracy. Have you seen Dick
More
Tracy?
like him.
Yeah.
Remember Big Boy?
Yeah, Big Boy.
He kind of had a big boy vibe
he's
to him.
going off on that.
For sure, he had a big boy vibe.
So The Irishman is actually based on a book called I Heard You Paint Houses.
Yeah.
I started checking it out, and that's just really interesting.
Yeah.
They took a lot of stuff in that movie directly out the book, so it seems pretty accurate. But the book goes even further into the labor movement, and it's a really corrupt and crazy story. What's going on? It tells the story of America, like you were saying. And even though we have a lot of good things that came out of the labor movement, it just opened up the door to a lot of corruption.
Everything was corrupt.
Yeah.
The employers were more corrupt. So the thing is, the labor movement, they're like gangs.
Yeah, they're gangs straight up.
You know what I mean? They're fraternities, and they fought for what they got. Yeah. There's a scene in and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll fact check it. I haven't seen Hoffa in like 10 years, but there's a scene in Hoffa where like they fight some scabs and like 400 people died.
Yeah,
I don't know straight up, like there was.
I don't know if that's accurate, but
no, there was like tons of people died. There's like, and they show it. There's a battle scene where like
in that movie.
I haven't
watched it
in Hoffa where they fight.
I don't remember that.
And like, dude, it's like hundreds of dudes fighting each other, and like hell of people died. And it was basically like the guys were on strike, and the employers brought in some scabs, and they went to war, dude.
What are scabs?
Like people are gonna cross the picket line for their job. Like you go on strike, you're like, we're not working, and then these other guys come like, we'll take your job. Like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like,
but the Paint Houses book goes a lot deeper into that.
Into the relationship with the mob. Hoffa doesn't talk really about the mob.
So
at
the
all.
mafia is basically talks about the whole history of the mafia as a nationwide organized crime syndicate.
Yeah.
So basically every mafia there's all these different mafia territories in the country.
New York being the hub,
being the capital, essentially, and basically approving all these things happening nationwide.
Yeah, because
including,
in New York, the first 5 families are housed in New York.
Yeah, that's basically where everything started. That's where everyone came in at, too.
Yeah,
right?
Lucky Luciano.
Lucky Luciano.
If you watch Boardwalk Empire, I don't know if y'all watched that.
I
love that.
But that
Boardwalk Empire,
I finished it maybe like a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
It just
really
tells
good.
everything, bro.
Yeah,
like that's
really
that's one of the most incredible shows. Scorsese worked on that. He was the EP of that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it tells the history of all that shit. Just
So actually, Joe Biden is in that book. Speaking of Joe Biden, we were just talking
and I heard
about
you paint
him.
houses?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because apparently he was doing favors for the Teamsters back in the day. That's what Frank Sheeran claimed in his book.
It's also I haven't watched the entire movie yet, but there's a I saw an article recently talking about there's a hit that takes place in Walnut Creek that actually was a real hit that took place.
He spoke about it
Yeah.
in the movie. Yeah.
It really happened in real life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's all based on a true story.
But the whole thing
A lot of
about,
this shit, a few of the things in that movie though is like hella hard to believe though, man.
like
I've been
what?
telling people I don't want to spoil it, but I've been telling people that movie is kind of like the mafia version of Forrest Gump.
Well, because it goes to American history for like
That
3,
and
4
Forrest
decades.
Gump was a part of all these major American events, and that's what the mob was a part of. In that movie, is saying that the mob was a part of all these major events.
Well, there's a lot.
JFK, RFK, Bay of Pigs,
Yeah.
all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on,
Nah,
man.
but that's how that's the thing is
You don't believe some of that shit?
that's how gangster this country has been, and that's how
I don't know.
like people feel like
A lot of that shit is documented, like the Kennedys,
yeah.
like his dad.
Well, yeah, Pops was a mob. He was definitely a mob.
slanging
man.
liquor.
Yeah.
And
They're bootleggers.
they was fixing the election. Speaking of fixed elections and shit, like they supposedly helped get JFK in office.
Yeah. That I believe. But
I don't find that hard to believe.
once you get to the assassination part, it gets tricky.
I don't think we're ever
It's-
gonna know the full
assassination
story.
part-
Nah, not at all.
The thing about the assassination of JFK, and it's like I have limited knowledge on what I've researched on it, but that dude had like 10 major enemies. Like everyone hated JFK.
Mm-hmm.
So many people hated him. So
Some powerful ass
it's hard to
motherfuckers too.
like I wouldn't be surprised at all if the mob put it on him. And there's definitely people like I saw like Michael Francese say that they fucking put a hit. But it's also like you're an old mob boss talking that way, and like it's a pride thing.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna claim like that you guys did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Russians that did it. A lot of shit points to that. I wouldn't be surprised if Cuba did it. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? There's a lot. He had so many enemies.
Yeah.
And the way it was done.
Federal Reserve, the
But
bank.
I
think what it shows, like with the mob and these relationships with the government and then like assassinations or whatever, it's like, dude, like as much as we feel like there's only like certain people running things, there really isn't. There's hella chaos. There's hella different factions up. You know what I mean? And stuff just jumps off, man. Like stuff just be happening. You know what I mean?
I disagree completely. I think the whole story, not to like be argumentative or anything, but I think the whole story just shows how like crime is connected to all these different things happening in our
I agree with
history.
that.
And
I
it
think
is all happening kind of under the same, there is some of the same forces putting a lot of these things in motion, man.
I guess that maybe I'm phrasing it the wrong way. I think there totally is like all types of organized corruption and all types of I don't know, just like etiquette and the way things are ran and the hierarchy. But I also think just should just be happening.
Of course.
And like they can't. I mean, what I'm saying is, as much as there is that, I don't think they can control everything.
So
That's my point.
you don't really believe in a lot of the events that happen in the movie.
I totally believe in the events that happen in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Not all of them because I haven't seen it all yet, but everything I've seen, I'm like, yeah, why not?
But Bay of Pigs.
But what I'm saying is that like,
Why
dude,
is that hard to believe?
I don't know, man.
Also, the mafia worked for the government during World War II. They would watch the docks and they were communicating with the army and like searching boats and stuff. Like, it ain't that far-fetched, bro. Look at American Gangster, too. He was getting his dope from the military.
Yeah. That was always rumored, though, too, for sure.
Yeah, but
And
you know,
E. Howard Hunt being a part of that arms transaction with Frank Sheeran and then E. Howard Hunt being a part of Watergate and shit.
I could totally see it, bro. I think when you look at gangs, whether it's mafia gangs or even street gangs, I think gangs get manipulated a lot of times and used to do certain things on the street.
That's true.
For certain people in power.
To keep a degree of separation.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether it's go beat up some voters or go break up some protests or go ship in some guns or just do some gangster shit. When you need someone to do some gangster shit, you call a gang.
And also, I think that I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't like touched on in the movie. I haven't watched it all yet, but like the mob, Jimmy Hoffa, by and far, all them dudes were some straight racist redneck. I mean, not rednecks, but there were some racist far right bigots.
Was Jimmy Hoffa racist?
He was hella far right. He like was down with Nixon. Like
I don't know if he was racist though, because there was a lot of black Teamsters and he was fucking with them.
Maybe he wasn't like overtly racist, but what I'm saying,
he was a conservative.
He was super conservative, and he supported legislation that was hella racist.
Yeah, he's old
That's
school,
my whole thing.
Red-blooded American
too,
type
is
of
like,
guy.
I seen someone say like Martin Scorsese was racist because in the movies they say the N-word a lot and stuff like that. I don't think Martin Scorsese is really just trying to show how fucking racist fucking East Coast Italians are.
I think,
and that's like my dad is from Italy and he lived, he came to New York and stuff, but we always had a different, like he always taught me like we're not like them. We're not like them. You know what I mean?
Have you
because
ever seen,
he's like some of the most racist experiences and places he have been are all in New York State.
Have you ever seen Mean Streets?
Oh fuck yeah!
Have you seen that? D.E.O?
I haven't seen it.
That's
I know the movie. But
that's like Scorsese's first movie. That one is one of the dopest to me because it's about where he grew up,
Johnny Boy,
and just kind of like the type of dudes that were in his neighborhood. And that one kind of laid the foundation for the way he films all these other movies today.
But I think Scorsese was trying to point out like how racist they are.
In this one, there's no N-bombs in The Irishman.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the past, I don't think it's because Scorsese's like it thinks it's cool.
Talking about
I think he's
trying to call them spooks. It was some racial slurs.
I just said no N-bombs. That's all
I'm just saying, like, I think he tries to show, like, yo, this is my people, but they're like wild racist.
Right.
And it's not cool. It's not pretty. You know what I mean? So that's my point on that.
I fuck with Scorsese, man.
Scorsese's tight.
His movies, I'm connected to a lot of his movies.
It's some of the best art that's come out of this country in the recent decades.
I'm very honest.
So I think y'all should go see it. And if there's any people,
it's on Netflix.
If there's anyone from the Mafia listening to this, we apologize. We don't, you know what I'm saying?
If y'all want to come on and talk,
if you want to tell your side of the story, we got a platform for you.
Man, everyone in the mob is like 70 years old, bro, at the least. The mob don't exist anymore.
Hey man, according to Google, I
the mafia, the Italian mob. The Italian mob is the mafia, La Cosa Nostra, which is from Italy. And then it came, the mafia is the American version.
No, that's reverse.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I watched the boy.
Okay,
I watched the boy who you've been telling me.
That shit's tight.
Yeah.
But that dude loves Trump. That dude is shady as fuck. I watched some other Michael Franzese. Like, so I watched some shit with him and it was like super. And that whole gasoline scam.
And he's hella pro Trump.
I watched this other thing where he did a lecture in the UK and he was just like, I love Trump. Give him a chance. I don't know. I was like, dude, fuck you, bro. Like,
I mean, I don't expect nothing more from.
I don't either.
Nothing
but
less from some dude like that.
Right.
But that just shows.
I think the Italian mafia can't exist like it used to exist because there's no more Italian ghettos. There's nobody for them to exploit. There's nobody for them to recruit. There's an episode on The Sopranos about it. Like they try to shake down a Jamba Juice, and they're just like, dude, like no.
I think that's the next thing I really got to dive into.
But the biggest reason,
I ain't watch it.
The biggest reason that the mafia can't exist no more is just fucking cameras everywhere, dude.
Nah.
Yeah,
bro.
I think that's part of it because they used to do a lot of.
Dude, and they're just like going around collecting money.
Yeah.
Nah, they can find ways.
But the hits,
I'm sure they are still around.
I'm saying that in the way it operated, like how it was pretty much out in the open and everyone knew.
Yeah.
I think it's more. I think it's like their power situation in society. Like I said, like what Italian there's no reason for Italian people these days in America to join the mafia
I think that's true
or
too.
fear the mafia.
or fear them or join a gang.
But
like,
I think
it's just not part of that
but I think
reality
part of
as
that
much anymore.
no fear is like there's just cameras everywhere.
I mean, if the mafia was still as strong as it
I
should
think-
be,
think about
those
it
cameras
deeper.
shouldn't matter.
It's think about the socioeconomic,
though.
like,
But the only
I'm
way
not
it
trying
could
to break
be-
it down too much, but just the rise of Italian Americans
That I agree
since
with.
1900, since
But
the
part of it,
mafia
too,
first came
Because
here.
of the
Think
mafia.
about it, the only way-
that
Yeah.
rise because of the
Partly
mafia.
because of it.
For sure.
I think you're definitely right.
But think about it, the only way you could be the mafia is if you're 100% Italian, right?
Or your dad's Italian.
No, it's 100% Italian.
Nah,
Yeah, your dad's Italian.
Your dad's Italian.
Yeah, dad gotta
So-
be Italian.
it's fresh because I watched.
I saw that
Dude.
shit too.
I just watched-
Yeah,
I just watched Dude.
or whatever it is. Like you have to be Italian. It's like how Henry Hill and fucking Goodfellas was never a made man because he was
Yeah.
Irish.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so it's like,
but he ended up being a snitch though. So
well, yeah, he's a snitch. All the movies are about snitches. First of all,
facts.
That's
That's
how we know all
surprised you was
this
talking
shit.
about. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking about. Fucking Frank Lewis, but
Frank Sheeran never snitched though.
Nah,
well, he
didn't.
died though, right?
No, but remember at the
Well,
end
he
of the
said
movie.
he said that he did all that shit.
At the
He
end of
just
the
told the
movie,
story
though,
in the book.
No, but
That's-
at the end of
that's
the
the
movie,
first time
the
broke
feds
his
walked
silence.
up to him and said, and then they were trying to get some information. He's like, "Man, I don't want to. I'm not.
He's like,
I don't
"I'm
have
sorry,
nothing to say."
guys."
And then he was like, "Bro, they're all dead." He said, "Who's dead?" He said, "Your lawyer's dead. Who did it?" He said, "Cancer."
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
That shit was tight though.
But yeah, I think you have to have a level of poverty that's why crime
That's a good
exists
point.
in certain communities.
That's a good
man.
point.
It's the only way. When Italians came here, joining a gang and doing some illegal shit was the only way for a lot of those dudes.
Yeah,
it ain't
super
like
poor.
that no
Super
more.
poor.
It ain't like that no more.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I think it's a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, of course. But I think that would be the main one, man. Like, and if you ever like. You ever see Growing Up Gotti or whatever? Look at those kids
Nah.
now. They're a bunch of fucking
Spoiled.
spoiled little
Yeah.
fucking goobers,
Those
bro.
guys.
Yeah,
The fuck?
yeah. Hey man, we can get off that though. The Mafia, whether y'all here or not,
The
The
Mob.
Irishman was a good ass movie.
Thank you for that, Mafia.
Let's switch to some music shit though, man. Some shit happened over the holiday. And it's from a dude that I'm actually a fan of, man, the homie Gold Link. He
Oh,
said
yeah.
some many-ass shit, man. I don't know if y'all aware.
Can you break it down again? Exactly.
Let's break it
what you're
down. So Gold Link, he made a post on Instagram, and basically the caption was like a backhanded ass "rest in peace," but you stole my style type of shit.
Yeah, he wrote like a Instagram
Yeah, it was hella backhanded. bro.
caption. And Mac Miller was like you hella helped me, but then like you got all your inspiration from like this project I did, and then your next project was totally like that project, and then like you never really acknowledged that, and like I know you're dead, but
And he was like,
it's so
he was like,
awkward.
I worked with Anderson .Paak first, and you wanted to go and run. He was just hella.
Yeah, like everything
Trying
I
to
did
pay
on my
homage.
project, you like went and did on your project after you like hella helped me out, but then you took all my shit.
I mean, first of all, I was really under the impression, no disrespect. I really thought that Gold Link was just a one-hit wonder.
Nah, he's hella dope.
Am I wrong? Am I
He
wrong?
makes
Nah.
dope ass music.
I never
bro.
saw that hit coming because I didn't think it was a one-hit wonder.
Okay.
For a crew.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never saw him like having that kind of a hit, and I was like, oh wow. I just always thought he would be someone that, you know, like he's super talented, and I just thought he was just,
So he's been in the background for a minute?
Nah, he just put out an album.
No, I mean, saying before.
yeah, he was down with
blew up and all
Selection.
that.
He did a
Oh,
shit with
yeah,
Sango.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was doing his thing.
I had
And
no
then
idea.
that song came out, and I was like, whoa, like he actually has a song on the radio. That's tight. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I thought that was pretty cool. And he had a song with Shy Glizzy, like he's from Washington, D.C., and it was tight that he did a song with another artist, but more of a street artist. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's done like, he did like what, that project with, like he's always done like a lot of kind of house music, and like the newer project has more like Afro beats.
Yeah. And
feel
it's
to it.
tight. That,
Yeah,
that
he's
shit dope.
always like pushed the envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always tried to do different things.
But when
which I thought was cool.
he did this, it was like, bruh, I'm like greatly against speaking on the dead. You feel me? Like he not here to defend himself, and you making lightweight some accusations, and can't nobody take up for him. And the only person, it was a couple people that ended up coming out and speaking about him.
AP,
Anderson .Paak, he came up. Who else?
He roasted him.
And
like,
he pretty much roasted him.
I thought he was gonna be like, "I will beat your ass when I see you," but he
kept it cool.
But I'm saying, like, when I was reading, I was like, "Yo, this is getting cut."
Yeah. I can't see Anderson .Paak getting kind of physical though. But
you gotta be high to like. You gotta be on drugs to write.
Yeah, and I think he was hella frustrated because weeks before that, he was hella frustrated about the Grammy nomination. Yeah. And he made a very intelligent post about that, and everybody was on his side about it. Then he come out and kind of just fucks.
If fame and success will make you have breakdowns, man.
It's a fact.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like dude's breakdown. He's off his fucking.
You know what else will make
right
you
now.
have like a breakdown? You're like no longer with Kali Uchis.
Oh, he was smashing Kali Uchis?
That was like his girlfriend, man.
That was his girlfriend?
Nah, but he was fucking with
That was his girlfriend though.
She looks like she will just destroy your soul.
She already was hella fine.
I don't even know who Kali Uchis is, but recently he was fucking with this other girl. I forget her name. Oh, Justine Skye.
Yeah, I mean, it was a joke what I was saying, but
no, I think that'll fuck you up.
Who is Kali Uchis?
I feel like
she's just some badass singer. She's bad. She's
Colombian.
She's also really dope and talented, but yeah, she's
she's super fine.
That's I feel like a lot of her promo comes down with her look. And,
she already was hella fine to me, but then she got her ass did. Now she's like on a whole.
She got her ass did.
Yeah,
kind of.
See, I ain't even peep none.
You like say it ain't so when it comes to fake booties.
Yeah,
like you want to believe in it.
I felt like her booty was already nice. It's real. It wasn't crazy, but it was cool. Like I like the way she looked, man. I was a fan since the very beginning. She like wrote and produced her own project. It was cool. I remember when she was young.
Bro, I remember the first person that told me about her was Yarrow Slaps, and this was when she was on SoundCloud with like less than 1,000 followers. Wow. It was crazy.
Yeah, she put out a project.
He called it like since back then. He's like, "Is she gonna hit?" And she been killing it.
God knows.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
That hasn't been getting talked about as much. I feel like his whole story.
Mac Miller?
Oh no, you know what? It was a documentary coming out, and his family shut it down for the time being, saying that it ain't time for that. Yeah, it ain't time for that. But
a lot of people
apparently somebody got like a lot of information, a lot of footage, and they were working on it with him, I think, and they finished it after he passed and was about to release it. Had a release date and everything, and the family came in and was like, nah. Or the estate came in and was like, nah.
You know, like last week I went hella last minute and saw Schoolboy Q at the Fox, and him and Mac Miller are like really good.
Yeah.
And you know, Schoolboy is an amazing artist, but his last album was like really below par, and a lot of people, you know, he delayed it when Mac Miller died, and he's been really depressed, and a lot of people blamed like. I think he redid the album once Mac Miller died, and it just was kind of like below par. And then I saw him perform, and I've seen Schoolboy perform like probably 6 or 7 times since the beginning. He's a really amazing performer, but it was the most.
I still haven't seen him live.
Man, he's really good, and you know, obviously his music speaks for itself. But it was the most uninspired performance I've ever seen.
Damn.
From him, it was he was really out of it, man. I don't know if it was.
That's sad.
He even stopped at one point and said, like, I'm just exhausted right now. I don't know if it was, he looked a little out of shape. And I say that respectfully because I follow my Instagram and he got in a really good shape past few years, boxing and stuff like that. But it was really uninspired. For the amount of production that went into his performance, there was no tie-ins. There was like just dead air in between songs. Like he wouldn't even talk. It would be like minute long dead air.
Damn.
It was really strange, man. And I thought what I took away from it, I love Q, man. And I just took away, like, I think he's still really sad about Mac Miller.
Yeah.
I think he's really sad, man. Like, that was one of his best friends, you know? So that's why I got it. It was still a super dope performance because I love that dude. And he still put in his all, but I just don't think he had it, you know? A lot of people really hurt from that, you know? And so I think when GoldLink said what he said, you know, a lot of people got really activated. And what he said was hella out of line. It's like maybe that's something that if I was friends with GoldLink, like he would tell me one-on-one. But like you don't go public with that, bro. Like maybe you legitimately feel that way, but like you don't like.
It was a pointless rant.
Exactly. You sharing hella like After the fact on Instagram, it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like some drug type of paraphernalia
surprised,
going on
man.
to me.
And it's,
Or just a mental breakdown.
That's what I'm saying.
I said that shit on
Yeah.
Twitter. I was like, it's funny that the people that are condemning him the most are the biggest Gold Link fans.
Really?
The people I've noticed that on Twitter have been like that love Gold Link were the most vocal, which in a way I think is good, you know.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's like it's just hella funny. Like, ain't that your guy though? Like,
Man, I'm a big fan of Gold Link. I think
you know, what loves that dude too is ROD. And he wasn't
Yeah.
one of those people, but
We
he
actually
loves
spoke-
that dude.
yeah,
He
we
like really
spoke
fucks
about
with him.
that.
He
Yeah.
like really likes him.
I was never a big Mac Miller fan.
I wasn't, but I don't want to say I was
tripped me out
affected. It
to
tripped me out.
see
Yeah.
how much other people was affected. It looked like he really made an impact.
Yeah.
He really touched a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially a lot of his fellow artists.
He was hella talented, bro.
Seemed like he was talented. Seemed like he was a
was.
good dude. And yeah, it just sucks that he went out that way.
His Tiny Desk performance was tight.
Yeah, I think with Mac Miller too is like, it just seemed like I never was a big fan either, and I definitely had criticism of him, but I think he was like a really genuine person.
That's what
He really cared about people and really cared about music.
Yeah.
And you know, he had his battles with addiction and ultimately lost. And it's just really too bad. He was what, 26?
Young as fuck.
He had a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
You know, I think he signed that deal with whatever label and got like a $14 million. It was like a $14 million deal. I mean, it was like 5-album deal, but he got a ton of money that was like guaranteed.
Nah, 5 album, but
It was like he got over
that's
$10 million.
a great deal.
He got like over 10. I remember he got over $10 million when he signed his deal like 6-7 years ago, and it was like, it was guaranteed. It was not recoupable money. It was like, and that's why he went on those big tours. Like, and he put like the homie Alexander Spit on there. Like, he did stuff he didn't have to do. He did a lot of that.
That's tight as fuck.
And that's really cool.
That's tight as fuck. Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah, man. Go Link.
Go Link.
What's going on?
Probably
bro?
go talk to somebody, dog. That was out of
Go
line.
get some help.
Call Anderson .Paak because he, you know, he got some words for
He's
you.
on your helmet.
He on
He
your
was
helmet.
like, hey, people was like, no load. He says,
Hey, these
"Yes,
oranges
load."
are fire.
Dude, like Satsuma mandarins, like as good as it gets.
Shout out to Shanji for
You
the
have some
mandarins.
Satsuma mandarins. I guarantee you, even if you're an atheist, you might consider that there's a higher power
For sure.
because that's just candy, bro.
I want to keep this shit on the rap shit.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, hella quick.
Mhm.
I'm not at my best right now, and I don't know why. I feel really scattered, but I'm glad we're here when we're doing it.
You need to
Oh,
take
yeah.
a break, Sean?
No, I'm not saying that. I just feel weird right
We
now.
good. We
I feel good. I
We
feel
good, bro.
good.
We're a little
I
over an
feel
hour
like-
right now.
I feel like I'm just not bringing my A game.
No. Let's
we
keep
good,
it
That's all.
rolling.
That's all.
Did y'all listen to the Games album?
Nope.
Nah.
Damn.
Talk about weirdos. We can talk about them.
I mean, it ain't really much to talk
Look,
about
man,
if y'all ain't listened to the album.
let's go back to what Sean was just saying, because right now, I don't feel like scattered right now, but this time of year, I be on the low with shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I feel like the winter time is fucking rainy, it's gloomy, it's the holidays, it's busy. You feeling the weight of everything that you did for the whole year. It's the last damn month of the decade.
And about to be the roaring.
I try not to
20s,
think of
man.
it like that. That's heavy though.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I feel
Yeah.
like right now is like a pretty good time to stay tucked and stay in. And I don't be. It ain't really a good time to be dropping music. I feel like. I don't know if y'all agree. I've had bad experiences putting out music in the late quarter and the holidays.
I think it depends on the artist. I think some
Definitely.
people like this their niche.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not a Game fan at all. I've never been.
Yeah.
He's a dope ass rapper, but I've never been a fan. I've never liked him. This album is dope though. Like, it's dope as fuck. EP,
He can really rap.
EP by Dom Kennedy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's on a couple songs, but it's a good album, bro. But do y'all know about like him trying to start this new label
Game.
called Prolific?
The Black Wall Street.
Nah.
Nah, look, that's
Do
because you a
though.
real Frisco nigga, man. But he's doing it again.
Your boy.
He's doing it. No, he's doing it again though. I don't want to explain the Black Wall Street shit, but he's trying to start Prolific Records. And if for those who don't know, Prolific was like the
There's a thing tatted on Nipsey's.
yeah, and that was something that he was pushing.
Yeah.
He wasn't pushing a label, but the Prolific, persona was
Brand.
the brand was a Nipsey thing. Now he coming out with Prolific Records, but the thing that that's kind of like crazy to me is the Game's manager has begun on this tirade against Nipsey. This whole fuck Nipsey
What?
campaign.
Is that the whack
100? Yeah.
Wow.
It's hella interviews, him going around. He wasn't really a real Crip. He wasn't real, like, what makes him a legend and define legend, and like really questioning the love that he's been getting ever since he passed. Rest in peace. But you know what I'm saying? And dog, this is your manager, but you going around trying to show all this love for Nipsey. Check your manager, my nigga. And it's the second time he's had a manager, a questionable ass manager, and going against a legend. You got to keep in mind his first official manager was
JT.
was was fucking Jimmy Hinchman.
The Game?
Yeah,
His manager was Jimmy the Henchman.
bruh.
Because he was
This
asking
guy
about
doesn't
that.
have
And
very
if you
good,
know,
judgment of character,
if you a Tupac fan, you gotta know who the fuck Jimmy Hinchman is. You know what I'm saying? That's a real actual character. That wasn't just a nigga that Pac used to rap about. That was an
You
actual.
don't even need to know who it is, bro. His name is Henchman.
Yeah, Jimmy Hinchman.
Go talk to my manager, Henchman.
Come on,
He'll
man.
take care of you. He'll get you a good deal.
Come on, man.
Just get in the back of the car there.
Game
So
always
the
been
game,
fun.
but this speaks to his corniness, though. Is my point.
Game?
Yeah,
Game
and this is why I don't
is
really
one of the
fuck with his
corniest.
music.
He was on the
Ever.
Eliminate. Or what was that show?
He was a male
it was
stripper.
What was
Eliminate.
that show?
It was Eliminate,
bro.
bruh.
It wasn't
It
Eliminate.
was Eliminate.
And he was a male stripper.
It was Eliminate.
And he was a male
Was
stripper.
it?
Yeah, it
All I
was.
know is he went on the show and lost.
And he
was
got-
like,
he
I still
passed.
want to stay with you, girl.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm with the
Was it
new dude
Eliminate?
right
Nah,
now.
it might have not been
It was
Eliminate.
Change
then.
of Heart.
Change of
That's
fucking
what it
heart.
was.
He was on Change of Heart,
He's
and
like, I
the
wanna
bitch had a
stay
change of heart on him.
I've had a change of
That
heart.
nigga even had a tongue ring on the show.
And
Like,
he was a
damn.
male, that's when he was a male stripper.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of many.
yeah,
He ain't what to do,
man.
bro. You know what's crazy?
I can keep it real and just say his album. It was a good album, though. but
I've heard good
I ain't even
things.
gonna
Yeah.
front.
You know
I ain't
one
even
thing
gonna-
I
about
appreciate
Game?
his music.
You know, Game is it's interesting. So I was a big Game fan when he first came out because I was really big on G Unit.
Yeah,
And actually, I liked the second album I didn't like. Third album I like a lot, or I did like a lot.
that first
But
album.
then he
was-
started doing
yeah.
hella cornball shit, and I'm
Exactly.
just like, I turned on him, and he's just been one of the most corny, like strange people in the history of music that I know, and he's, you know, it's crazy how he'll get, and I think a lot of people view him that way
Mhm.
because you know it's like he'll get all the features on the album, but none of those people ask him to be a feature on on their albums.
Yeah, he's never on anyone's album.
Yeah, he'll pay all the money.
He do got a song with Mozzie that's hella dope.
Nah, I believe it.
That's
Like he
pretty
picks
dope,
type beats. Dude can rap, but he always name dropped hella much. He
Yeah,
always
yeah.
did like corny stunts. He
The
always-
name dropping shit bothered me a lot.
You know, he the shit he did with Maya. Like he used to date her and he
Oh,
disrespected
yeah,
her hella
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Like,
Wait,
that shit was
what?
fucked up. Yeah, no,
What?
yeah. He like made her crazy, bro. Like he like
Look,
hella
man.
emotionally abused her. Like,
Yeah.
If I'm
Maya,
dating Maya,
oh my God.
I'm not fucking that up.
but he just
Yeah.
but he
I'm
treated her
not
like a
fucking that
thought.
up. I'm not doing that.
He just treated her like a
Damn.
thought.
I mean, his most questionable female he was fucking with was India Love, bro. Like she was too young, dog. I think she was like
Game.
a fresh 18,
Game's weird, bro.
and he was in his 30s.
Yeah, he's always done some
Yeah.
weird shit, bro. So I just, you know, it's we talked about this before, but it's like certain people, it's like they just don't count anymore.
Yeah.
It's like their voice. I just don't want to hear their voice anymore. It's like he's
Yeah.
that kind of person. I'm like,
This was
yo,
supposed to be.
just
I
don't
think this
care.
is. I think he said that this album is his last album.
Do you believe that? How can you believe that?
No, I
dude?
do because he lost that lawsuit. Well, I forget the lawsuit what it was, but he it was like a high figure lawsuit, millions, to some girl who sued him for sexual abuse or sexual harassment or something on the show he did.
It was like $7 million. Huh?
It was like 7, bro. I think it was like exactly 7 million.
See, the crazy thing about Game is he made a shit ton of money because he was going double platinum and whatever when before downloads,
Yeah,
before digital download,
Yeah.
or before streaming. I mean.
before streaming.
And
Yeah.
the beginning of downloads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he made like a shit
And
ton of money.
he's been on E1 too, and he's selling a lot of records on E1. So I know he's making a lot off each album. He's not
Yeah.
independent, but that's damn near independent though.
I ain't mad at dude. It's crazy. I used to be a big fan in the early days, and just like he's just weird, bro. Like
Did you
just-
have G-Unit Reeboks?
Nah, I never had them.
I ain't gonna lie, I was so much of a Frisco rap head, bro. It took me a long time to start fucking with 50 Cent.
Really?
Yeah.
I was in high school
because Mess and Juice wasn't fucking with them.
when Get Rich or Dying came
Dice
out.
Ryan,
It was like
yeah.
the whole school was listening.
Yeah,
to
that was like
No,
a
you
phenomenon.
couldn't escape it,
Yeah.
but it was like I was so wrapped up into the local rap scene.
Yeah.
I knew that like our hometown heroes wasn't fucking with
Wait,
them.
you said Juice and Mess?
Yeah,
Why
they
not?
had diss records and shit. I never knew.
Because
he
of
was
Game?
Because he was popping. at the
Nah,
time?
I think it was they was going at G Unit.
But was
Young
it
Mouth was-
Game? But Game was part of you.
Oh, the little
Was that
spider.
why?
That was a weird beat.
Nah, it was before that, bruh. When the Yuck album, the Yuck and Sibo album came out, the Thug Lords album, they had a diss record about G Unit on there.
Well,
it was
I
like the
think,
Bay against G Unit for hell
Because they had
long.
that one Crip dude that was in G Unit, and I think he was fighting with Yuck Mouth. It was just,
Nah, this predates that though.
Oh, really?
So it's yeah. So,
and then Young Buck got robbed in Frisco.
yeah.
for his
I just
chain.
heard a longer story about that, but yeah, he got robbed and some niggas had to get his chain, but he bought his chain back.
Yeah, I heard.
Damn.
That was the JT situation.
Yeah,
Middleman.
Bought his
Yeah.
chain back.
yeah. He bought the Young Buck chain back because it had his name on there. But
That's
everybody
his
in the
chain?
city knew. Yeah.
He bought his own chain back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He lost more than that one chain. He didn't buy everything else back. He bought it with his name.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
man.
He bought the shit with his name on there.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few rappers have been robbed in Frisco.
It
Yeah.
happens,
We don't
man.
got to go down that list, but
Yeah, we'll do.
It's
Well,
a
next
pretty-
time someone gets right there, we will go
Yeah,
down that
yeah,
list. But
yeah,
right
yeah.
now,
we gonna have to.
Alright.
We're gonna have to
it's trying
address
to
it.
happen. You never know when like Russ gonna show up or.
He might not, bro.
I don't
Yeah,
think he
I
might.
don't
after
think-
It's
I don't
crazy
think
that he just announced a tour and he's only doing a date in Berkeley.
That's bad. Like he's
That's close
where you go-
enough.
Yeah, that's,
I'm just saying.
you in the middle of the shit.
All I'm saying is other people are like, that's why you ain't coming to Oakland or to Frisco.
Man,
I
Berkeley
was like,
damn near
Berkeley's right
Oakland,
there.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
know.
come on, man.
I know.
Where is it gonna be at the Greek?
I think so. Yeah, it must
Yeah.
be. He's big as fuck.
He can get touched at the Greek.
Yeah, he can.
What
If
should,
Wap Dad really wanted to turn up on him, he could.
should we get into the new music, or what else you got on that list?
What else is on this docket? Fuck Whack 100 though. I'm gonna just say that again.
Well, his name is Whack.
I know.
I
I
don't
never
understand
got
his
that.
name, man.
Like, is it like Whack? Like he got whacked?
My big homie name is Selly Whack.
That makes a
That
little more
Whack.
sense.
That Whack stands
I
for
mean, Sally gonna whack you.
yeah,
real quick.
like, but
But Whack 100
Whack
is like
100,
he's
I
gonna
don't-
whack you 100 times.
I don't
or
get it.
He's whacked to the 100th degree, or what? I'm not sure.
I don't get it.
I'll get it.
I don't
bro.
know. And then there was that fake ass Mike Tyson punch out fucking fake news thing that they did. You remember that?
Oh, that he
He punched
he
Whack 100 and knocked him out or something.
Nah, they said that Whack knocked him out, right?
No,
Knocked Mike Tyson out?
no, it said
The other way
Whack-
around.
Mike Tyson knocked out Whack 100 for talking shit about Tupac, but then they just made it up. It was weird.
Nah, I think he like approached him or something.
No, he was
On the
his
podcast. Yeah.
and he got
But it was
mad.
no footage though.
Yeah,
I
There
don't
was
think
no
I'm-
footage.
I don't,
No
yeah,
footage.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What you doing, man? You on Instagram? What the fuck?
I'm looking
know.
for extra content, dog.
Just looking for trending
on,
topics.
man.
We gon'
You gonna go
keep
to the
this
most
shit going.
trending topics right now?
Nah, man, we segueing.
Just say what you feel. What's on your mind, bro? It's a podcast. This
You
is
don't
your
want to.
platform.
Nah, we not gonna go with what's on my mind, man. That's a whole another podcast.
Okay, well, shit. Then let's do
Jesus.
the new music. that
New
cool?
music. What are y'all listening to?
Well, first I'll say, as critical as I've been of the man and isn't that definitely not my most favorite guy these days? Jay-Z released his full discography on Spotify
Let's
today
talk
for
about
his
that.
50th birthday, and
Let's
not gonna
talk
lie,
about that.
I listened
Please.
to that shit all day long.
All right, so
I went through like my favorite songs.
I didn't dive in yet.
I did the very superficial dive of just maybe 20 of my favorite songs. Definitely some Cudi stuff like Stick to the Script and Allure and All I Need. Like those
Yeah.
are my real songs. And it felt good because I heard that shit in a long time. And I was a big Jay fan, man. I was like at his height, I was like, he's the greatest. And he felt like he was the greatest. And maybe he still is the greatest. I don't know. I don't really care about that kind of stuff anymore. But it's undeniable, like, you know, that run from Reasonable Doubt to Least Black album was just unfuckwittable and was a big part of my life. So it was good listening to that
Agreed,
stuff,
yeah.
especially as, you know, a few years older. I actually have all that stuff on record, but I haven't really like listened to any of it very often. if I really want to hear some shit, I'll go on YouTube and listen to it. But it was cool to listen to all that stuff. It's cool to listen to stuff that you knew at other parts in your life at later dates in your life. Yeah. If that makes any sense. As you get older, you listen to it a different way.
Yeah.
So today I listened to a lot of stuff and it was great. When I listened to Money Cash Hoes with DMX. It's just
song's incredible.
Oh my God, right? And that was cool.
Early Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
When I got the news, I went there. I just started saving the albums that I fucked with. Like I was a huge the Black Album fan. I'm not a Jay-Z fan like that, but the Black Album I felt was like a dope ass album.
I think that was my favorite.
It was it was a dope like retirement album, even though he didn't retire, but that was a dope retirement album.
It's a great album.
What other albums are dope to me?
Volume 1 through 3.
Volume 2, Volume 2 is hella tight to me.
Volume 3
Volume 2.5 though. I like that one.
What's that?
It's
like a bonus one?
Yeah, it was like in between. I forget what year it came out, but
Volume 3 is not crazy.
Nah, I didn't fuck with Volume 3.
Volume 1 and 2 are the ones.
I like 444. I hella like 444.
Yeah, we were talking out there about, after Black Album, you came out with mostly trash. Outside, you liked.
I was a huge fan of American Gangster.
American Gangster is a solid album. Yeah, but all the other albums.
The songwriting on there was incredible, man. Mm-hmm. Draz, you kind of quiet. You wouldn't fuck with none of the shit.
Nah, I don't care. Sorry, guys.
You didn't fuck with nothing, ho?
I haven't listened to I was a big Jay-Z fan in like 6th grade. And that's after a while I just stopped. I don't know why. I really can't articulate why. Maybe it's because of Ether. I never looked at them the same.
Interesting. You know what's crazy about Ether is that when Ether came out and Takeover came out, I actually thought Takeover won.
A lot of people do.
But then looking back, not looking back, when we talked about it on a different podcast, that other song on Godson when Nas came back, and it wasn't even like a diss, where he just stated facts.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, Nas won this shit.
Yeah,
like,
I went back
that,
and listened to that.
It wasn't even a diss.
You made me go back and listen to that and
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I agree.
Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. He's just nice. He's just slice like into that song. Dude, that shit was like, I was like, nah, checkmate right there. Like, you can't even come back from that. Yeah. And now I look back on Ether, I'm like, Ether is hella tighter. And then Things Takeover hasn't aged well. That song. No. It has not aged well.
It has not. Ether is still
it's a better diss record. It's
a tight diss record, but it's
almost
not
as
nearly
good
as Ether.
No, Ether is a better diss record. Yeah. It's almost as good as Hit 'Em Up. Almost.
I think it's better.
It's not better.
I like it more.
Well, the reason why it would be better is because it's a solo song.
Yeah, I like it more. I like it more.
No disrespect, but the Outlaws are kind of pointless on Hit 'Em Up.
Honestly, like that was always
to get out the way, yo, get out the way. That verse was hard.
My whole thing with Tupac, and Tupac's always been my favorite, and he still is, but he put his homies on too much. There's a lot of songs where like he just should have rapped, and then like Big Syke comes on. I'm like, I love you, Big Syke, but like that verse isn't really that tight.
Hey, my nigga Pop.
I'm not even hating on Big Syke, but I'm just saying
so
like there's
much
songs.
Trouble in the world, nigga.
Exactly.
Can't nobody feel my pain.
That's what I'm
world changing every day. Time moving fast.
It's like, dude, Pac would go like flame a verse, and then someone would come on and just be like, they wouldn't be bad, but I'm just like, it's just
my
not
girl
the same
said
level.
she need a jam. Long will she last?
You know what I mean?
Come on, man. He was busting.
He was cool.
I'm caught between my pistol and my chips. And whistle is a dip. You know the verse. You know Dre. You know the verse.
Of course.
You know the verse.
Classic shit.
Come on.
So much trouble. When that came on, you was like,
yeah, he was dope. I was like, who is this? The OG.
The OG.
I think Big Syke is one of the better examples, but there's a lot of Outlaw verses where it's just like, oh man.
Yeah, there's just
running up in you like Bruce Jenner when I bend you.
Well, that's
it was a running reference.
That's all.
It aged poorly.
That's
definitely.
also an old PMD line.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a really old line.
Oh shit.
EPMD. Paris Smith said
I fucked with the
running
Outlaws.
up like Bruce Jenner, I think.
Oh, okay.
I like the Outlaws, and I can say I'm gonna say
I
this.
like the
I don't
Outlaws
agree
too.
with you. You can't put your homies on too much.
Damn.
Pac did what he was supposed to do.
That's
No,
really
like,
well
all right, let's put it this way. It was only right, and that's who Pac was. So it's tight that he did that. But there's just some songs where I'm like, I just wish it was just him by himself.
Yeah, I could have done without.
Come on, like a lot of people feel that way. It's like a common sentiment.
Yeah.
Like it's like Pac is who he is because Pac is who he is, And because of that, he put his homies on.
The Bay
So
is
it's not
the
by
way
accident?
it is because Pac put people on.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying...
No, I'm not
I'm just saying
attacking what you're
ideally.
saying.
I'm not even knocking it, but I'm also saying ideally, I just feel like there's certain songs where I'm like, could have done this by yourself because you were gassing, dude.
You just reminded me. That's another reason why I don't like Jay-Z. It's because Tupac did Jay-Z.
Yeah,
I was thinking,
that was big for me.
I was thinking about it, and then I was thinking about like a lot of people that say that they also love De La Soul and Nas, but I could have sworn Pac just the fuck out of them on Machiavelli.
Yeah,
no,
but
the records on Machiavelli where you talk shit about Nas wasn't supposed to come out because they hollered before he died.
That's cool, but what I'm saying is that this dude just hella people. I'm saying I've seen people that be like, I don't fuck with Pac because I don't fuck with Jay-Z because of Pac.
Yeah,
but they fuck with all the other people that Pac.
I didn't fuck with Nas because of Pac too. I was late,
and that's okay.
Yeah, I was a late Nas
I was tripping off of what Jay-Z, what Pac said about Jay-Z. Pac was clowning him on the Machiavelli Killuminati album for naming himself after the Rockefellers.
Yeah,
he was clowning him for portraying like a fake lifestyle.
Yeah.
Drug kingpin, money, materialistic. He was literally clowning for that. You can look up. That's why Tupac was not really feeling Jay-Z.
Yeah, he didn't fuck
with him.
And
I feel like Jay-Z did actually do a lot of fuckery in that sense. He's an amazing artist. Don't get me wrong. But I think, I want to say this carefully, but like, I do think he represented a lot of the things that was kind of helped hip hop decline after Pac died.
I think
if Pac was around, last point, I think if Pac was around, Jay-Z would not be the discussion of today, bro.
I think I tend to agree with you, Jigs. I also think for my own sake, as much as Pac is like a prophet, it's also like, who knows if he would have been corrupted down the line.
Exactly. I think about that all the time.
Who knows? I'm not saying he would have, and to me, Pac is a black messiah. He's bigger. He's a folk hero. He's bigger than.
Or would he have ended up like
that's what I think about. If he was just catting off with like a black and mild, hella fat,
or not even hella fat, just hella skinny with an oversized coat.
And I love Pac, and
you know what I'm saying?
And crazy talking hella shit, like his ass beat
all in my studio.
But I think what you're saying is kind of true. And I think when
Pac just on some washed shit,
when Jay did like the show with the NFL, just as done questionable shit, be like, Pac was right. I'm like, yeah, I actually feel that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that, but I'm also like, yo, this dude dissed the Fugees, Mobb Deep, De La Soul, Nas, like heavily.
But the reason why he dissed the Fugees was because they was fucking with Henchman and Haitian Jack.
All I'm saying is this. I don't give a fuck who he dissed. I don't give a fuck who he dissed. When he dissed all those people, I like damn near all of them, and it was beautiful when he dissed them.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the people that are like, I don't fuck with Jay because Pac dissed him, I'm like, but you fuck with all those other people that Pac dissed. So like, it don't add up. Like, what does that mean?
But
like,
Haitian Jack.
That's all I'm saying.
Haitian Jack and Wyclef was like hella close, and he was damn near. He was managing him loosely through Jimmy Henchman.
Damn.
Yeah, and you know Haitian Jack snitched on Pac, pretty much tried to ruin his life. And anybody that was fucking with Haitian Jack, he automatically wasn't fucking with you. Like Pac wouldn't have fucked with Game, bruh.
That's a crazy story.
He wouldn't have fucked with Game at all.
The illest shit.
I don't fuck with
one
Game.
of the biggest regrets and biggest shames about Pac's death is that One Nation album that he was working on.
Oh yeah.
It was. Let me just quickly off the top of my head run down some of the artists that Tupac was gonna work with on this project. This is Scarface, E40, Sebo, The Loonies, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Forte, Big Daddy Kane, Spice One, Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth, the whole boot camp clique.
Yeah.
And who was the president of Death Row East?
I don't know who
Eric
was.
B.
Oh shit!
And there was pictures like, and someone I know had it. Like some OG I know had it. There was Death Row East T-shirts. They had them.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was formulating like
That's
right
hard.
before he died, and then just
Eric B is actually like, from what I heard, he seems like a good comparison to Suge Knight of the East Coast.
He's a gangster, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
He's on some shit.
Everything you just named, he did all this, bruh, before he was 25.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Pac was a special thing.
I think he
Special
knew.
guy.
I think he knew he was going up against the clock, and that he was destined to die young, and that just motivated him to work harder than anyone else could have. You know?
Yeah.
What he said,
That's
what
why
he
I never looked at him like, nah, he putting on too many people.
What-
I just, I
doing as much
admired
as
him
he
for
can.
that.
No,
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm not. It's
That's an
not. It's
interesting
not
way to
on
look
you.
at
I'm
it.
just saying. I always looked at him as I always
Unifier.
Yeah, and
A leader.
I attribute that to his good character. You know what I'm saying? And he's responsible for a lot of artists that we listen to today, all the way up to Mozzie, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I connected. I've been thinking about this for the past couple of years, bro. He's connected to Mozzie because if y'all want to break it down right quick, I will. I could do it hella quick. God. Take Pac. Pac shined hella light on Sibo. He put Sibo on. If we can all agree with that, right? He put Sibo on.
Yeah.
Sibo put the Mob Figures on. The Mob Figures birthed Jacka, right? Jacka put Jay Stalin on, right? Jay Stalin he started Livewire. Who was in Livewire? Filthy Rich. Filthy Rich. He didn't discover Mozzie, but him doing that one song with him amplified what Mozzie was doing. And then all the way to Mozzie.
Is that when Mozzie first started popping off?
Yeah, he did that. It was like a diss record to well, his verse was a diss to the shit that he had going on in Sac. The whole
he was banging on wax, basically.
yeah, and it was on, and then that got him popping.
people's attention.
And then he did Blottada.
That's a crazy way to get on.
And then
that's
he
a
did
dangerous
Blottada.
game.
But that was always him though.
Right.
It wasn't like he was
Sac
rolling
is so
the dice.
funky.
Yeah,
Good
and he was in the
Lord.
middle of it. So him being able to rap, and he was just a hell of a good ass rapper, bro. He's a good ass rapper.
Yeah, really good
Like,
rapper.
you
I
can't
love
deny the
listening to
talent,
him.
bro.
It's like
Listen to that song on Game album though, bro. He murdered that shit.
yeah, I
bro.
listen to it.
Yeah, he murdered that
What's
shit.
up with this sound, man?
I don't know.
You just gotta go with it. But let's wrap this thing up, man. I gotta keep it pushing a little
Yeah,
bit.
same here.
I got a couple picks hella quick.
Let's do it.
So yeah, Jay discography. Griselda put out an album.
Dope ass album.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't
parts of it.
That shit was
think
dope.
it was that great.
You didn't like that
I
Eminem
think-
verse on there?
That was terrible, but that's her boss, so I get it. I just thought the production wasn't great. Lyrically, they're always tight, but I thought like there wasn't really that many standout beats. Trippie Redd put out a project. I thought you would mention.
I listen to it.
I love
You
that.
fuck with Trippie Redd?
Man, it's like one of my favorite artists, bro.
I know, man. And I think Trippie Redd, so my whole thing on his album is like, it's cool. I think Trippie Redd's like a big talent, but I think he needs to work with like one producer or someone that can kind of hone in.
I've
his-
never heard a
his
song by him.
skill. But I think, or just make like a rock album, which is kind of like the first half of the album sound like. Or just do something like that. He needs to go like in one direction and kind of. I feel like he's trying to do too much. He's a young artist and he'll find his way. It's not a, like he's gonna figure it out.
It's not.
But
a
I
great,
feel like he has a long way to go. He has a lot of upside. He has
It's
a lot
not
of
a
upside.
great back-to-back album, but what this dude does on every project, he just showcases his talent, man. This
Yeah.
kid's 20 years old. He's from Canton, Ohio. Dude, like blew up when he was like 17. He got rock influence, R&B influence, like classic hip hop influence, modern
Yeah.
hip hop influence, trap influence.
Mob
Like
Figures influence.
Mob Figures.
Really?
I seen him post Al Pacino on the Jackers album, bro.
Never.
Yeah, when it
And he was
came
like,
out.
finally, I got this album again. I was like, whoa.
He has songs that straight up sound like Mob Figure shit.
Yeah, he uses
He
a
has
lot of
songs
ill
that sound
sample
like
beats.
or like
I've
Nas.
never heard a
I've
song
never
by him. That's
He has songs that
crazy.
sound like all kinds of different
There's
things.
no, I
Not on
never
this
heard
project,
another
but other.
artist. I never heard
Damn.
another artist like him, bro. To keep it real,
Yeah,
like,
he's an
it's
interesting
totally
guy.
new. It's totally different. I don't like every single thing I hear, and I know it's definitely not for everybody. His fan base is mostly young kids, but I've been watching him for the last 2 years, and anytime he puts something out, I'm on it. And that's just me. You know, I'm never gonna be one of them older cats that's just like, oh no, this don't sound good, and blah, blah, blah. Nah, I just like fucking with the younger kids and seeing what they doing. So
I don't think any of us are like that either.
I agree.
And I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
Proud of that.
that's my new music pick though. So you just did that for me.
Yeah, there you go. I figured that would pique your interest. And then my last one was I don't know where the fuck I'm at in 2019, but I really like Tinashe's new project,
I want to hear
Songs
that.
for You.
That sound like
I think
that
there's some
sounds
the production is really dope. I think there's some really good songwriting. I think there's some corny songwriting as well. But I keep coming back to it and I keep listening to it, and sonically, I'm enjoying it.
I think she's kind of hated on a little bit. I don't know. I always thought she was kind of talented.
I think she's talented.
Yeah.
I remember like when she did 2 On, I did a show with her at 10.
Oh yeah, 2 On was one of the
It was like the first big hit.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
I remember like standing next to her and being like, she's just fucking beautiful, bro. Like,
Yeah, man.
holy shit, dude. Like, she's gorgeous.
She one of them like total package manufactured singers. Like she's got the look. She can dance. She can sing. We're gonna
Danny
write
Leigh is
these
like that.
kind of songs for her
Well,
and put her on these
I think
kind of
Danny Leigh
beats.
is kind of like that too.
At that performance though, she lip synced the whole time. I
No.
think she only did three
Yeah.
songs.
Lip sync or sung over her lyrics.
I couldn't tell what the
Damn.
fuck was going on, but I remember that was like the one thing that stood out was like, yo, don't sound like she's singing right now.
What you listening to?
Tuxedo got a new record out with Tony.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, bro. That
Interesting.
shit is tight.
Shout out Jake One.
Shout out Jake One.
Shout out Mayor Hawthorne.
That shit is called Own Thing, and it's featuring Tony. And it sound. The first half of the song sounds like a typical song by them, but then the other half sounds like a '90s Tony song, bro. And that shit is dope as fuck.
Are you like a big Tuxedo fan?
I like Tuxedo.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like.
You know what else I
ROD
like?
put me on.
You know what else really likes him is Lex Jones.
Lex Jones, okay, yeah.
Likes him.
Shout out to Lex Jones. Summertime Shootout came out. I went through it. It's cool. It's cool.
That's
Fabulous.
no.
Oh, okay.
So I listened to that past couple of days, and
I thought you guys were like boycotting him. That was like our
Fabulous?
first episode. Yeah.
yeah,
Nah.
I was.
That was our first episode. You guys were literally like,
I
I'm never
wasn't.
listening to
I've been
him.
I didn't say that.
I've been conflicted listening to that.
Someone
project.
said it.
I've been conflicted. I canceled that dude
Yeah,
on here,
I'm
and so I listened to it with like open mind, and like
Seems like people forgot about that
there
shit.
was really because this girl that he punched her teeth out, he married her. She married him.
Oh, that's the
But did he really
that's the
punch her
Catholic
teeth out, though?
solution right there.
I mean, he whooped her ass for like 15 years, right?
I don't know. I've never
That's
heard
what,
that.
That's a lot of people were saying.
We literally talked about it.
No, I know what you're talking about, and I know that. But my stance was always, I've never heard that. There's
Okay.
no pit. Whenever you hear about a woman getting her ass beat or something like that, there's always pictures. I'm talking like her going to the police, taking pictures of the damage. She never did that. If her fucking teeth got punched out, bruh, there will be pictures of that all over the internet, bruh. There's
sure?
no pictures.
But she married him.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
It was just weird. Like,
Only thing we saw was him arguing with her dad, and
he pulled a knife on his dad.
Yeah.
And all the babies were crying.
but we don't know what happened before that.
Did you see the album cover?
I feel you.
The album
I feel
cover?
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
The album cover?
Of Summertime Shootout?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bite on
I mean, that's a pretty like embarrassing album cover to do after you allegedly just beat the shit out of your wife.
What's the cover?
no,
I didn't even see it.
but that image is
for our listeners, what's
But I'm
the image?
saying like it's a woman crying, holding onto a silhouette of a man, and the silhouette is the dollar bills are just in the man.
Interesting.
And then the second song where he tries to like lightweight justify all that shit. I don't know, man. So there's like I saved a few songs off that shit, but it's just like I don't know, man. It sounds like very narcissistic. The project.
I got to give it another listen to call it
Listen to
that.
the second song.
But I feel like that he is like a conceited, flamboyant,
Part of his whole musical persona.
Yeah, that's him. So that came out. The Jay-Z shit. I'm with you on that because I fuck with a couple of albums in his catalog. What other album or other song? Oh, this Friday, June 6th, December 6th. Lil Bean new album dropping. It's his first release off Empire.
Nice.
So shout out to him. 24 Karat Golden, a Frisco representative, whether y'all knew it or not. He dropped a new project last week called Dropped Out of College. That's pretty decent. Go check that out. Just on some Frisco shit. And I think what label is
That
he
kid's
on?
dope.
Yeah, he's tight. He's tight, and he's doing his thing. I forget what label he's on, but y'all can check that out. It don't matter what label he's
fucks with
on.
all the Dream Team family.
Yeah, he
tough.
fuck with Paperboy. Shout out to Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Quinn's catalog is getting back online too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I added a bunch
it
of
was some
songs
weird
from the
shit
Rock.
happening with his catalog. I've been waiting for I Give You My Word to come back because that's one of my favorite Quinn albums. So I think that he's getting that right. I seen somebody ask him what's going on with that album, and he mentioned that. And I think it's because of Gold. So I think
he's getting his distribution reset up again.
I think he's helping him. I think Gold Toes is helping him with that. He been like running around with Gold Toes a lot. We got
the single out right now on Audio Vandal, San Quinn Go
Still
Road.
Going.
Still moving.
Still going.
We
the video dropping
the video. We filmed half of it a couple weeks ago. It's looking real solid. We got another shoot actually coming up this Sunday.
Oh, okay. So it's not done.
Now we trying to really make it cinematic, bro. It's literally gonna be a movie. Scripts and actors and set design and all that type of shit. So
hell yeah,
just keep an eye out. Go stream that song if you want to support.
Shout out to Quinn, Go Rude, Audio Vandals.
Yep.
Shit, I think that's it for me, dog. Yeah, I don't got no more picks.
Any last final words to leave the listeners with?
Yeah, I want to say R.I.P. Spesh. Homie Evan Larson I went to settle with, passed away a couple weeks ago.
Rest in peace.
And suddenly, and we're never like really close, but we guys are in the same class. We definitely had a lot of interactions. He was definitely a kind soul. We had like some really good mutual friends, and he touched a lot of people with his art and his originality and his comedic attitude, And so I just want to say, shout out to him. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And much love to the Larson family.
Rest in peace, Special Frisco graffiti legend. It's actually a dope tribute painted to him on 17th and Mission, right above some pieces that I did.
Oh, damn.
So if you're in the Mission, go check that shit out. Rest in peace, Spesh. What about you? You got any last final nuggets? D.E.O.?
Frisco, I'm working on a couple things for us, man. And I always come on here and I say this shit, but a lot of the things have come to fruition, but it's some big shit that I'm trying to work on for everybody in the city. And just keep supporting Native Sonz. 2019, I feel like was a good productive year for us. Drex, he slayed the monster.
Bro, I had one of the biggest years of my life, dog.
And
I did a lot of shit this year, man.
And I feel like, when we go into 2020, we gonna really hit it hard. I think with Said joining us and adding the video element to it,
Come on, man.
It's a lot of things going on.
A lot of momentum building, bro.
So, if y'all any sponsors want to jump on early, hit us up. Native Sonz Podcast at gmail.com.
If you got any ideas for us visually or audioly, any feedback, visual, audio, whatever, share that with us.
Constructive feedback.
We need all the support we can get, and we down to build with anyone and everyone.
Off top.
And I just want to say, my final words of parting is, if you got something in your heart, speak your truth. Bring action to your words. And live for the moment and find your true purpose. No corny, inspirational nonsense, just on some real shit. You got to feel yourself and know yourself and master yourself and work your program.
Off top. I wanted to end it on that, but I forgot. I'm hella sorry, bro. I wanted to end it on that. But I wanted to say rest in peace to Mario Woods.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, or I think it was December 2nd, was the 4-year anniversary of Mario Woods. Passing, assassination, shit, by SFPD. So
I wish we would have made that a topic.
Yeah, it just crossed my mind. I had it. I didn't have
Let's
it on the
next
list.
time.
Yeah, but definitely.
Okay, yeah,
most definitely.
All right.
Native Sonz Podcast, episode 32, another one in the can. Shout out to all y'all. Much love. I'm D.E.O.
Sean G.
Dregs 1.
And we are out.
Yeah.